All right.
I don't believe you.
For realsies, for realsies.
You guys get things, so it must be.
That's right. Hello everyone, Eric Watson here, freelance writer, player of games, writer of words, recorder of videos, and tabletop role-playing aficionado. Welcome to our weekly live-streamed Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition online role-playing adventures. I'm joined as always by my good friends Chris, playing the Noir detective, Unkh inquisitive rogue, divination wizard Mannix.
Hello.
Heather playing the dark death dealer, half-drow assassin rogue Kaless.
Still having a problem with those D's, aren't you?
I got my D's.
Too many of them.
Got the D's right here. Rochelle playing the Deepwater Diva, Triton Bard of Whispers Gillian.
Hello.
Raymond playing the heedlessly brave Turtle Battle Master Fighter Rogue George.
Not there.
Oh yeah, he just took the baby. And Reese playing the metal-laced Mighty Morphin Hill Dwarf Druid of the Moon Theron.
Hello.
Stream our sessions live on YouTube every Friday evening. You can watch all of our D&D live series as well as reviews and Let's Plays on my YouTube page. Read weekly session recaps at roguewatson.com and watch my behind-the-scenes No Players Allowed live series, Crafting Annihilation, on Thursday mornings. You can follow me on Twitter at roguewatson and join our official Discord discussion group with invite link in the description below. If you'd like to support the channel, please check out patreon.com/roguewatson. Shoutouts to platinum patrons Andrew, Joe, Will, Tiny Dancer, Nick, Andy, Chris, Alberto, Manuel, and Basil. I fucking love that name. And gold patrons, RPG, Papergraphs, Charming Grenade, Pretty Boy, Yuma, Marcos Dade, Vicente, Gilberto, Sean AK, Cert2B, Adam, Dead Lizard Lounge, Sam, Rosh, Lumpy Spuds, and Jerome. Shoutouts, obviously, to new patron Basil. I'm going to pronounce it exactly like Professor Rattigan from The Great Mouse Detective, by the way. For our campaigns,
I was about to say that.
You used to cook.
for our campaigns, Roll20.net. For video chat, we use Discord. Basil of Baker Street. You not seen that movie? Streaming, I use open...
Yes, but my mind immediately went, Basil?
No, it's Basil.
Basil.
For streaming,
okay.
I use open broadcaster software with Streamlabs. Previously on Tomb of Annihilation, Theron dispelled the magic mirror, sending the remaining occupants of mostly rats tumbling out. The party quickly dispatched of the troll. Theron restored the Almoan merchant's mind, and the party debated on how to handle their sudden influx of former companions. They ultimately decided the tomb was too dangerous, sending Hugh and River back to the top. Zendala disappeared early in the fighting, while Mannix convinced Ishmael to stick around in case their shape-shifting could come in handy. After a short rest, the party ventured down the east corridor, coming to a stone block with a robed figure with its hand outstretched. Mannix raised his hand in a similar manner, and the block sunk into the ground, revealing a dusty passage. A voice whispering to him was growing in intensity until he came upon a gold crown with a glittering black opal sitting on a marble pedestal. Rosnisi and the Unkh coveted the black opal crown as it was promised to them by a Serac, and instrumental in summoning their world-ending god Dendar. Mannix felt compelled to grab it, though Theron cured him of the geas placed on him by Rosnisi. As Mannix stuffed it into a bag via mage hand, careful not to physically touch it, the doors to the chambers slid back up, and terrifying screams emerged from the east. A pair of gaunt, death-like humanoids emerged, their visage alone capable of draining the life force from those around them. Thankfully, the party is quite hardy and resisted their deadly effects. They dispatched them as quickly as possible. The closed doors proved a conundrum, however. This time the painted robed figures held up a stump of a hand. With nowhere to go, the east side of the room held another green devil face with an ominous, cavernous mouth. Theron ordered his summoned rats inside, which disappeared one by one. Mannix went in next, but George suggested that the last minute to reach in with one arm first. Mannix quickly withdrew, seeing his arm neatly severed at the elbow. George wrapped it up with a chain, dragged the delirious Mannix over to the northern door, and raised the stump. The door opened, revealing a steep staircase down into another corridor, this one leading to the bottom of the staircase, with the open shaft and the gargantuan gargoyle statues. That is where we find ourselves. And we did this after the fact later on, but Chris did end up taking some damage from the loss of his limb. That's what the 4d10 is there at the end.
Right.
So you all went down the stairs and find yourselves definitely on the lowest level. There's just a plain, one of those green devil faces, but it just appears to be plain. Nothing magical or weird about it at the end of this hallway. To the west, you see the bottom of the staircase that you had seen from the balcony winding down. These giant pedestals, color-coded, copper, silver, gold, and platinum. And on top of these big pedestals are those gigantic four-armed gargoyles, similarly color-coded, resting atop. So the whole thing is like 20 feet tall, surrounding that shaft that leads down. And right next to you, Mannix, you see a secret door to the north.
That's right. Okay.
I don't know if you guys need me to drag you over there or not.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what the secret door does. Leads to.
I like does better.
It opens.
It opens.
Sure does.
Ooh.
Go on. It appears to open into a very small 10 by 10 room with a flickering candle on the other side, but you can feel it's like opening almost an oven when you open this door. Like waves of heat kind of wash over you. The walls seem to be inscribed with carvings showing volcanoes erupting and setting cities ablaze and like rivers of lava flowing over people. You can see rows of tiny holes bored into the floor and in the ceiling. And then this candle is sitting on an iron sconce being held by a skeleton that appears to be just embedded in the wall opposite of the secret door you opened.
Is the skeleton like a statue?
No, it appears to be a real skeleton, but it's kind of just like almost like an archaeological dig or something. Like you'd find a skeleton just as part of the wall. Just where that's like just, you know, neatly displayed, so its hands are just kind of out holding this like sconce with this candle burning.
Okay.
And your detect magic, you don't detect any magic, and in fact, you hit like a zone of nothingness when your detect magic even tries to perceive anything in this room. It's like putting your head underwater or something. It's like suddenly everything becomes like fuzzy and weird.
Huh.
Must be the trauma from your arm.
That's right. It's just my spell's not working right anymore. All right. So these images on the sides you said are of volcanoes and what else?
The volcanoes erupting and like lava spilling out and like washing over and just destroying people and cities. It's all fiery destruction in here.
Okay.
But not one person, so test it out.
That's right. Can't be that dangerous. Well. Actually, now I'm guessing I know what's going to happen if I try that. I was thinking I'm going to use my mage hand, but I'm guessing because. Well, we'll see.
I'm all about this trial and error, boss.
That's right.
I mean, you can only lose one other arm. What's the worst that can happen?
What's the worst thing that can possibly
He looks down
happen?
at his stump. Oh.
Well, I mean, if he keeps losing them in chunks, I mean, he could technically lose the arms for a while.
I'll just be a cyborg at some point. I'll have a chain arm, and then I'll have a pole arm.
You promised me cyborg status.
I'm going to take a couple steps up the stairs.
Attaching a living rat to your severed arm does not make you a cyborg.
Nope. That's
Despite
a Byborg.
That's right.
Despite what Theron tells you.
Makes you an abomination is what it makes you.
Abomination. This is a prologue to you being a supervillain, essentially.
That's right. And from here, I'm going to attempt to use my mage hand to go into that room and extract the candle.
All right. As soon as your mage hand crosses beyond that secret door, it just blinks out, and you feel the magic just completely shut off.
All right. I know this is a different campaign, but we could really use your 10-foot grabber arm right now. Coming real handy.
That's a good callback right there.
It's the right tool for so many jobs.
Nice.
Do you have any rats left, Aaron?
No, I disappeared all of them because
That's right.
whatever. Do you think it would do things to wild shape?
It's a good question.
So I can go insane and kill everyone.
Right. My fear is that if anybody actually goes in there, it's just gonna like spew lava or fire or something.
Right.
It's
Fire elementals are immune to fire.
yeah. You got one of those in your back pocket?
I do.
Oh.
Yeah, but if your mage hand disappeared, what makes us think that the fire
That's
elemental
true.
would
If
be
you
able to go in
summon a
there?
fire elemental, it may just.
But I would be the fire.
Oh, you would be the fire elemental. That's interesting.
Anyway, I'm not going to do that.
No, well, my other thought too is that if it's some sort of like anti-magic zone in there, it may just turn that shit off just immediately. It may just all magical stuff stops working.
So this, like, did you say this is it's a candle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to try to cast Gust of Wind to blow the candle out.
Okay.
Trial and error. We could go wrong. Let's find out.
Like, it's not like going in there.
Right. None of us are going in
So
there.
it's just like,
Wind.
yeah. I mean, wind's not even magic. It's just wind, So,
Magical wind.
This is a magic spell, though.
But if
well,
you cast it from the
okay.
outside,
I'm not going to stop you.
You're
I'm just
actively
telling you that
discouraging me from trying.
you're not taking
If the
real wind and
origin-
shoving it in there. This is magically summoned wind.
Okay, fine. I start puffing and blowing really hard.
you pull out a bellows.
Anyone have a bellows? Yeah.
Wait, so do we want the candle out while it's lit, or can we just like try to blow the candle out?
That's a good question. I don't know. That we came to two different conclusions there. I maybe blowing the candle out will actually allow us to go in there safely. That's a good thought. But
So I'm gonna take a water skin out, and I'm just gonna go like a.
Like a more simple idea. That makes a lot of sense.
Try to like aim it. You can do like shh. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do it like one of those little fart cushions and go.
Okay.
And just try to hit the candle with water.
You take a water skin and you kind of squeeze it and you kind of aim it, a little bit, like somebody peeing and just trying to aim it, as it's spraying out.
Trying to hit the bowl. Trying to hit the bowl.
And you do, and eventually it hits the flame, and the flame flickers out until finally, does that. And as soon as that happens, you see the flame goes out, the room goes dark, and you see a effect happen in the room. That's like a, and you hear a popping sound, localized in the room, and everything goes dark for a second. And you wait around for like a minute, and then the flame turns back on.
Does it feel as hot as before?
As soon as the flame turns on, the heat comes back.
Well, shit. So there's something in there we have to get while the flame's out.
right, maybe we can get it while the flame's out. Maybe it's safe in there when.
Or grab the candle while the flame is out.
Candle, yeah. We don't have any clues about this, do we?
We have
Ooh, check the clues.
we have the thing. I just had it open a second ago and I forgot which one it was. There's so many handouts and things. It said death to fire. I think that's what it's talking about. The first line of that.
Mm-hmm. Death to fire, dine or drown, precious
Dine or
air, and
drown.
falling sand.
Sure, that seems applicable.
Death to fire, dine. So we have to eat the candle. Mannix, I volunteer you.
Go in and just eat that wax candle.
Precious air and falling sand?
I wonder if these refer to other things. They may not actually be applicable.
Well, I mean, each
Or-
other line ends with a period. This one has a comma.
That's true. Maybe something else is going to happen when we go in there with the fire out.
Okay,
Mhm.
let's try it again.
Yeah.
Let's throw water on it, but then step in there while
And
it's
then go ahead
out
and see what happens,
real
yeah.
quick.
Okay, so
Mhm.
now knowing what you saw, do you want to try to time it to like take it out and then immediately go in?
Yes.
It looks like you can have
Right.
up to 4 of you do that at one time, because that room looks like
And
it
I'm
can
going
hold
to
that
be
many.
real close with the empty water skin to snuff out the candle again if it starts to get too hot. So I'm going to have it prepared.
Do you want to go in and then take the candle out, or do you want to try to take the candle out and hurry inside?
Candle out, then hurry inside.
Okay.
Why does it feel like we just made the wrong choice? That's how he said okay.
There's no wrong choices. There's just a series of hilarious consequences.
Are you going in there, Colette?
Yeah, I'll go in.
I'm gonna cast a bless on you.
Thank you.
Just air and falling sand.
So you
God.
get an extra 1d4 on a saving throw.
Sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, so you'll go in there with the fire out.
Out. And then I'm going to go straight up to the candle. And then I'm there to like keep snuffing it out if nothing bad happens. Or at least to grab it and potentially come back out with the candle.
Yeah.
Are you the only one running in and doing that, or is anybody going in with her?
I'll go in.
Just shakes his head. You fool.
Just there quietly judging everyone back there.
Now I have to use another bless. I have 2 of them.
Well, I thought blessed did multiple people, does it not? Or is that a spell slot thing?
Prayer beads.
Mm.
I don't remember how that works. I haven't seen that spell used in a while.
Unless...
Well, he said he's doing with the prayer bead.
Up to 3. Okay.
Oh, okay. There being 4 items in this line, maybe 4 people have to do 4 different things, but I don't know what the other 3 could be. Looking in there, is there anything that would relate to eating food, air, or sand in this room that I can see?
You just see like I said, that like embedded skeleton holding this flaming candle. You see images of volcanoes erupting and just lava rolling over everybody, and you see holes in the ceiling and the floor.
I would like to actually before. Well, everything that's magical. Never mind. I'm not gonna be able to do that. There you go.
Okay, I'm casting Enhance Ability on myself to give myself advantage on dex checks and not taking damage from falling 20 feet or less.
Okay. All right, so the plan is for you're going to douse the flame with the water, and then Kalesa and Gillian are running inside as soon as the candle's out, and you're going to be ready to like do
George
something.
will go
George too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've got my night vision to see. So as soon as the candle goes out, I'll still be able to see the walls and things like that.
Okay.
All right, that's 3. No more.
No more.
It's all the blesses.
All right, so
Mannix,
Or
you're
if it's finger.
all right, so Kalesa, you get your water skin, and once again you squirt, and this time everybody's like ready. You squirt the water, and as soon as it goes out, you all rush inside. And the second, and you try to time it exactly as well as you can, and the rest of you hear that popping sound and see the three of them disappear.
Whoops.
The three of you
Are we in a mirror?
pop out. No more mirror.
You're in the mirror world again. Goodbye.
You enter a similar sized room, 10 by 10. This one is a moldy, damp cell, however. The walls are covered with living snails and oysters and features sepulchral reliefs of tidal waves destroying coastal cities and ships. And this time it's a merfolk skeleton embedded in a wall, clutching an iron sconce fitted with a burning red candle. But as soon as you're inside, water begins to pour from the ceiling into the floor as it slowly begins filling up.
Fine for me. All right,
I
see you
guess
guys. Oh wait, we got a turtle in here. We're good. Wait, so you said there's snails. The snails are like hieroglyphic, like it's like a drawing.
No, you see actual living snails and living
living
oysters all along the wall. And you, Gillian, identify this as like these are just normal, regular snails and oysters.
George starts eating them.
Yeah, eat them.
Escargot
I
boat.
join in. Dine or drown.
That's right.
He starts shucking the oysters.
All right, which ones do you eat?
The good-looking ones. The ones that don't look
Are they
poisonous.
different looking?
No, the only answer is whether you want to eat a snail or an oyster.
I mean, I'm going to eat them all, but I had to pick the first one.
Which one do you eat first? Yeah.
I guess the snail's easier. 'Cause
Okay,
you can just
George.
pick that up and like.
George eats. People actually eat oysters. I don't know if people eat snails, so that's very.
It's called
It is
escargot.
called
Yeah.
escargot.
Oh,
It's a thing.
It's a very
It is a thing.
French
Okay.
delicacy.
It's
Yeah,
not great.
It's only good for
Usually,
one
I
time
think
a
they're
year.
cooked too.
Right.
Yeah.
You can really only eat them in France one time a year, and it's usually during the first part of the summer.
It's from the escargot region of France.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay. Yes, I'm so glad I learned something on this week's session of
You
D&D.
learned something.
I did learn something.
I want to send you a
Excellent.
picture of escargot.
Those look like
kinda
hermit
gross
crab
looking.
snails. Yeah.
Is this what the snails look like on the wall? They're seasoned already, and
That's right. There you go.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah, they look. No, they look pretty. They look pretty raw.
They're a lot.
All right, so George is eating a snail. What are the rest of you eating?
I guess
Mannix.
I'll eat the oysters. That's more my refined palate. taste.
Gillian eats an oyster.
George pulls out a
And-
fork and starts eating.
Ooh, that looks kind of tasty. It's
It's great.
And then
Just,
I know.
George closes his eyes, and this is what he pictures in his mind. Just a French turtle
Pound of
setting
snot.
down the plate of oysters.
It's all just a pound of snot. I'm just gonna hold one of each and wait and see what happens.
Okay, well, what happens is, and Theron and Mannix, you haven't seen anything. You're just those people disappeared. And when they disappeared, after a certain time elapses, the candle comes back on, and you feel that effect resume. So,
well, they're dead.
George.
I haven't been able to say that yet.
George, you eat a snail, and Kaless, you see George disappear as soon as he eats that snail. And I'll get to you in a second,
it's taking us
George.
different place.
Gillian, you eat an oyster, and Kaless, you see Gillian disappear. And that's all you see happen, and then the water just continues to rise. Now I would like you to choose before I start giving the descriptions on what each of the rooms they're in.
Who would you like to be stuck in a room with at this point?
That's right.
Can I eat both of them?
I mean, we're just gonna have to roll the dice at that point. Your top half goes to one, and the bottom half goes to another.
You're bisected.
Half will go. Ah!
As you teleport, you briefly see Mannix's hand waving at you.
Right? Same universe.
I'll eat the oyster.
Okay. So you end up with
Excellent choice.
Gillian. Yep. All right. So George, you ate first. George, you enter another cell. The walls of this stone cell are covered with reliefs showing desert sands swallowing the ruins of civilization. You see a boss relief of a robed Medusa dominating one wall. It's wearing a stone necklace with an obsidian pendant and clutches an iron sconce with a burning red candle in it. But as soon as you enter, sand begins to fall from tiny holes bored into the ceiling.
I would have assumed the oyster would have been sand. With beaches.
That's true. Yep.
Snails die in sand.
Yeah.
It's true.
Believe me.
The oyster, ladies, you appear in a pitch.
Lady.
You appear in a. You appear in a pitch black
Oyster
room.
lady. Even to me?
Yes. Well, you can see. You've got dark vision.
Unless it's magical darkness,
Yes.
I can see.
You can see, and it looks. I mean, you can tell it's dark, right? Because you're seeing in like gray vision, whatever dark vision looks like. And it's the same shaped room. It's 10 by 10. But you feel wind whipping all around you, and as soon as you enter the room, it begins to pick up in violent intensity, going like super fast, and you feel like it's going to batter you against the walls. In fact, I need both of you to give me strength saving throws, please.
You sure you didn't mean dexterity?
Yeah, you got to hold your ground against the wall.
What do we get for the bliss?
Not gonna help you with the one.
So, fun fact, as you enter, as soon as you've been in these rooms, you feel... Wow.
What is going on?
We got to see Gillian and Celeste get together more often. This is exciting.
Hey, remember, you're blessed. You get an extra D4 to that roll.
Another D4.
However,
To your critical fails.
when you guys entered that fire cell room, you felt all of your magic abilities and all of your magic items just get completely cut off from you, in the exact same similar effect as you felt when that beholder turned its gaze on you. It's just you are cut off from all magic. It's like holding your head
I
underwater.
don't use magic.
So
I don't use magic at all.
Yeah, any effects you had on you, any magic items that you have, or any, obviously, spell casting abilities you have, you just feel like it is completely suppressed right now. Both of you... Whoops, I didn't mean to switch my thing. There we go. Take... Oh my gosh. I rolled really good damage.
What?
19 bludgeoning
Nice.
damage. As you are...
1-1-10-9.
As you are literally battered around this room by this violent, like, tornado in this vortex, just shooting around the room. George, as I mentioned, you've got sand. It's like you're in an hourglass coming down from the ceiling, starting to fill up your room.
Can I investigate the medallion? You said it's carved in the wall, but can I see if it's like really real or
What's
just
your
carved in the wall?
yeah? What's your passive perception, first of all?
16.
Okay, you notice a couple things, George. You do have light in your room. First of all, you notice that the floor has a outline and a seam down the middle of it. And you notice there's kind of an outline along the outer edge of the floor to where there's maybe a 6-inch ledge, and then there's an outline, and then you see a seam in the middle of the floor that is now quickly filling up with sand. The whole floor is filling up with sand. You
Okay.
also see the Medusa is the pendant appears to be part of the wall, but as you look closer, you see that the pendant on the Medusa looks like a button, but the button has currently been pushed in. So it would take some kind of something to. It looks like it's like jammed or something. And you also see the
Tell me
faint.
what this.
You also see the faint outline of what looks like a door in the wall to the east.
Tell me about the sconce. Can I take it out?
It looks similar to the ones in all the other rooms, where it's just got a candle burning, being held by this kind of part of the wall, basically.
First thing I'd like to do, I'd like to try to unjam the button by punching it really hard.
Okay, give me a strength check. This is my method for solving anything. All right, George. You are able to unjam that button. It kind of pops out to where it looks like you could push it.
Nothing happens when it pops out.
Nothing happens when it pops out. Sand continues to fall. You can see the floor.
Can I hold the sconce?
You.
Is it like sticking out enough to hold it and
Yeah,
stand
that's a good-
on the 6-inch ledge I saw before I push the button?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
If you're
Just gonna
pretty
hold on to
careful, yeah. I mean, you feel like if the floor actually, if something happened, you would have to probably make a check to hang on because it's not a very comfortable spot to be on. But yes, you do feel like you could do that.
But I want to hold it, but also stand on that 6 inches I saw,
Okay.
and then push the button.
Okay. You do that. You push the button, and the that kind of outline of the door opens in front of you.
Oh.
I'll get back to you in a second.
I thought you were gonna say butt.
No butts. No butts right now. First of all, Mannix and Theron,
We're playing cards.
you're playing cards. All right, playing cards out there. But you let me know if you want to do anything.
So,
They're-
do we hear
they're gone.
anything, any of this happening, or is it just
Well,
literally
hold
like
on.
just
How do you hold the cards and also play the cards
Shut
with just
up.
one arm?
He's using the mage
Man, I
hand.
didn't realize that till like
He's got to
Theron's
put him.
already dealt the
it's
cards.
like playing cards with a
Now he's gonna pick 'em
child.
up.
He's got to put him down and like on the table, face
God
down,
damn it.
and put him up one by one. Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Obalaka. So, is that room dangerous? Should we not go in there?
All rooms are dangerous in here.
There you go, Mannix. It's all dangerous.
Sounds good.
Kaless and Gillian, what do you all do?
Still being whipped around by the vortex?
Still
or-
being whipped around, so you feel like you've got
What are we again?
a chance to do something here. Gillian sees nothing because it's pitch dark and she's got all of her magic shit turned off. Although I guess if you,
Great.
well, yeah, because if you cast light, that'd be turned off too. So to you, you're just being battered around this dark room.
Fantastic.
Kaless, you can.
That's the worst.
That is the worst.
Blackness, and you just
It's like in a
It's
washing
like a
machine.
dryer.
Kinda. Yeah, a dryer. Thank you. Kaless, with your dark vision, the only thing you can see of note is there is another skeleton in the wall, but this one appears to be more like 3D. Like you could grab pieces of it. It looks like an Aarakocra skeleton, and it looks like it's got bones that look like they are grabbable, basically.
All right. Well, I'm gonna reach out and touch it.
Reach out and touch it. You can grab a bone. You know, it's kind of a little stick. Kind of have maybe like a jab a dagger in there or something to peel it out, but it kind of pops out, and you can tell it's kind of hollow. And it's got like the end of the bone has a seal over, like a waxy substance or something.
Mm-hmm.
Can you open that? Is it like a
You could open that, yeah.
container? Well, I guess I'm asking Kaless because I can't tell what's going on. But
Yeah. I guess I'll use my old dagger like a little toothpick and try to open it.
Okay. You do that, and
Yeah, I don't like how he says it.
you can smell and hear fresh, cool air, kind of pouring out of it.
Okay. But it's not like whipping air like what we've got going on.
No, and the air you feel it's whipping around is like stale and nasty and just it smells horrible. It's like musty. It's awful.
What happens if I smell the air that's coming out of the bone? Does like it dissipate the wind or anything?
When you like smell that air and feel it enter your lungs, you disappear.
Oh shit.
Well, okay. Did she tell me any of this was happening? Or am I I'm just forever whipping around this room.
Oh no!
Some say she's still in that room to this day.
Still here.
Well, I mean, I would have gone like, there's bones, and I've got a bone, and then all of a sudden it would be boom, gone.
Gillian, you were probably close by to where you could tell what was going on there.
Well, I presumably at least could have heard her like knocking this skeleton and grabbing it. So I'm essentially flailing around, trying to reach for something and figure out like, exactly what Celeste just did, and try to get my hands on the skeleton bone.
No skill check needed. You can grab another bone and kind of pry it off and suck that air down.
Excellent.
Both of you need to roll a 1d6, please, as you are teleported out of your room and into another one. And at the same time, a door opens up for George. All right, so Gillian is going to end up here. And when you teleport into this room, and I'll explain it in a second, you feel all of your magic stuff come back. It was only suppressed. It wasn't like turned off or anything. So anything that was like the bless spell, like you just feel that ability come back on. Celeste, you are here, and George, your door opens here. This tomb is filled with terracotta warriors kneeling in neat ranks around a polished wooden coffin. Between the warriors, 4 aisles scattered with broken pottery lead up to the coffin, whose painted lid shows a leopard with serpents sprouting from its shoulders. And all of you, I guess it's just Celeste and George who have the trickster gods inside. You feel your gods immediately identify this tomb as belonging to Shagambi, the wise and virtuous, which is represented by the I forgot what it's called. It's the leopard with like the Medusa snakes coming out of its head. You guys,
Commandant?
Yes, thank you, Commandant.
So, the warning says the army sleeps in silence. So probably don't make noise.
Don't make noise!
Should I roll a con saving throw for my concentration spell I had up earlier? My enhance ability? Because I took damage.
You did, but you technically weren't concentrating at the moment because your magic was suppressed. So I'm going to actually say that you didn't have to be concentrating at the moment.
Awesome. Okay.
So if we walk across the pottery, we're going to make all kinds of noise.
Yeah.
We're going to have to walk across the terracotta warriors or through them.
I'm sure it's just a series of deck saves. It's fine.
You don't know me.
This is where you're liking, Celeste.
Mm-hmm. Can I just try to, like, stealth up there? And just, like, delicately place my feet to not touch any of the pottery?
You can do that exactly, but if you're walking along these, the pottery shards would incur disadvantage because of how. I mean, I've seen your stealth rolls; they're pretty good, but this is like.
Not the last time I did one.
This is terrain designed to make noise.
What if I walk through the warriors, though?
You don't think there's enough room? They're like shoulder to shoulder.
Damn it. Okay, I'll walk on their shoulders. Yeah.
Okay, you want to climb up on one of them, and just walk along at the top of them?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna stealth across the top of them.
Okay.
That should earn me an acrobatics check at least for this game. I gotta get one every game.
Every session. You're still gonna give me a stealth check for this, but you can climb up one of the statues. You know what? We're gonna do stealth and acrobatics. Acrobatics to stay up, and stealth to be quiet. Oh, now you're just showing off.
Acrobatic.
Yikes.
Just a little dance.
She's doing like flips, yeah, just over all of them.
Just silent flips over.
All right, Kaless, you are very quietly and very expertly able to climb up, and they don't seem to react. You climb up on top of their shoulders and very carefully step like shoulder to shoulder to shoulder all the way up until you are close enough to the coffin in the middle.
Now when
At that
George
point,
bust
I
that door open and be like, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
What'd you find, Kaless?
Yeah. At that point, I just sit on the statue's head and just look at the coffin, going, "Well, shit." I guess I could try to land on the coffin.
I mean, if you're honestly with those insane rolls, you could do a crazy like Mission Impossible maneuver of like hooking your legs around one of these statues and like lifting down, like not touching the ground, and interact with the coffin. I mean, the coffin's not like on the floor. It's it's raised up, a certain height, so it wouldn't be out of the question.
Well, I'm just concerned with lifting the lid and it falling and it making noise, and then we all die.
You can give me
But I also don't know how the hell we get out of here.
You can give me a perception check to try to like look at the coffin.
Oh, okay. Why you gotta pick my bad stuff?
Because you do good at the good stuff.
No.
You think
At least it wasn't nature that you asked me to do.
nature. You see nothing out of the ordinary with this coffin.
Mm-hmm.
How about I can polymorph into like a mouse and come over there and then help you, like together we can lift the coffin or the top so it doesn't make any noise.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay. I'm gonna
George
do that.
could help, but he's just watching.
Oh well, you know what? You're being quiet and we appreciate.
Yeah.
You didn't make things worse, George. Dynamite.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this instead of, even with advantage, I'm not gonna trust my dexterity. So
Okay.
I'm gonna polymorph into a mouse and then just like scurry in between the warriors.
Okay.
And then I know I have to change back to be able to actually help her. So I think like I want to change back, but then I don't know. I feel like I could just what?
How are you getting back to the warriors?
So yet.
Well, look, I'm sure once we do something with the sarcophagus, it'll be fine.
Okay.
I mean, presumably the god has control over his own room, right?
Sure. All logical.
Darren's judging us again, guys.
He lays down a card. What if they entered a room full of terracotta warriors and Gillian turned into a rat and she went over to the
If
coffin?
only he had come to help.
Maddox just says, I hate you. There's no way.
It's impossible.
That seems highly unlikely.
More tea?
Wait, okay, so the lid is like completely on the sarcophagus right now, or is it like partially askew or anything?
Give me a perception check.
Perception check, okay.
There's a skeleton hand coming out of it right now.
Coming for you, Barbara.
Perception.
And you are back into Triton form?
6. Well, okay, so I guess, can I make a perception check as a mouse? I just wanted to check out the sarcophagus first.
You can, sure. I mean, mice can see.
Yeah. Man, we are the oyster ladies, or whatever you called us earlier. We're an excellent team.
It's the name of the team.
Oyster ladies.
That just sounds like ladies who go to restaurants and order oysters. That's all.
That's the name of the entire party now. It's just the oyster ladies.
Oh no! Oyster ladies.
Oh! I have another good spell though. I'm just gonna burn through all my spells. But okay, I forgot I had this. So I will try to change back into Triton form. But I feel like, I mean, if I'm just basically standing in one place, I feel like I can just sort of like place my feet like sort of in between pottery shards so that, and just not move, not take any steps.
Sure. Yeah, I'd allow it.
Okay. Then I'm a dummy. I forgot that I had this. I should have cast this from back there. I have Find Traps. It's one of the new spells I took. So I'm going to cast Find Traps. So the spell would sense an area affected by an alarm spell, a glyph of warding, or a mechanical pit trap, but it would not reveal, a natural weakness on the floor, an unstable ceiling, or a hidden sinkhole. It merely reveals that a trap is present. You learn the general nature of the danger posed by a trap you sense.
Okay.
Instant death.
That's right.
Generally.
Since you're about to die.
So, Gillian, you cast this spell very quietly, presumably. It does require verbal components, but you're just like whispering. And you do see something that's highlighted, and it appears to be a tripwire attached to the lid of this coffin. I guess I gave you the wrong information. You don't learn the location of each trap, but you do learn the general nature. Okay, yeah, so you see there's some kind of tripwire mechanical trap. You don't know the nature of it, but you do. That kind of lights up for you magically, attached to the lid of this coffin. And as you whisper, and cast this spell and locate it, you see all of the statues. They all just turn their heads and snap towards you, Gillian. You're as quiet as possible, and they snap towards you and look at you, and you see they all have their hands on the swords in their scabbards, and they pull, and you see like an inch of sword, and nothing else happens. They just freeze like that. But they all are staring at you, and they've just pulled the sword like an inch from their scabbards.
George quietly backs away.
And a meter appears at the top of the screen. It's only slightly filled.
That's right. The Skyrim eyeball is like slowly starting to open. The stealth indicator. Yeah. All right, George, I need you to come back because you're screwing up our webcams, bro.
I'm eating cake. Hold on.
Oh my god, you're eating cake.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta bring it. You gotta give it to all of us.
Did you bring enough
What kind
cake
of
for the
cake?
class? You got strawberry?
Strawberry and cream.
Hmm.
Does sound good.
There's this really good cake place nearby. Y'all come down. I'll take you.
Absolutely.
You'll provide
Okay.
cake for the class.
We're going right now. After this. All right. So yeah, Gillian, you see this. You tell the information to class. What do y'all do?
Stop moving and don't breathe anymore.
Can she like point out where the tripwire is?
I mean, I was like, how I'm picturing it is I'm not saying anything. I'm just pointing at it.
Yeah.
If you can see it.
The very
Can
fact
we
that
reach it from where we are?
yeah, that you've alerted to it. Yeah. So now that you've seen it, you can communicate that to Celeste non-verbally, however you want to do that. Or verbally, I won't stop you.
Do what you want.
We cut it?
I mean,
Can you also describe? I mean, I know George can't see until Cliff says something, or until Gillian says something. Relative to George, like which direction the tripwire tied to?
It looks like it's coming from inside. It's attached to something inside the coffin.
Oh, inside, not
Yeah.
Okay.
we have the wrong group of people to have here trying to figure out a damn tripwire.
But Celeste, it does look like it is something you could cut with a, especially because you have thieves' tools, which are obviously include like, cutting tool or a fucking dagger or something. It would just require a dexterity check as like a very careful, like it's like a disarming a bomb kind of a thing.
All right. Well, let's do it.
Okay, you can give me a dex check to cut that tripwire.
How about a saving throw?
Wow, that may come if
Yeah, am I
the
right?
dex check fails.
Yeah, what you do first.
Yeah.
Or not.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Celeste has a very certain set of skills that she's very, very good at.
All the deck skills, basically.
Yeah, this is a good combo though. So Gillian points the trap out, and Celeste, you are very expertly able, still like Mission Impossible style, like legs wrapped around like the neck of this warrior, like leaned down, hovering in midair, just slicing through, and you cut that tripwire. And as you do, nothing happens. You just feel it like the tension goes out, and now you feel like the lid's not attached to anything if you were to move the lid.
Okay. I'll just give Gillian a thumbs up.
I guess we lift the lid as quietly as we can.
Okay. Yeah, you are able to lift it as quietly as you can. Inside, you see the bones of a Commodon, which looks like a leopard with those snakes coming out of its head. You see several treasures heaped around the bones. 5 moonstones. You see what was attached. You also see 200 gold pieces in there. You see what was attached to the tripwire appears to be a music box. Just a very, very nice, ornate, ancient music box that looks like the tripwire was going to turn it on. And it looks very expensive.
Oh, because then it would have just constantly have called the stupid warriors. Oh.
And then you also see what looks like a large, very magical, nice horn.
Could you clarify? Did you say or something else?
Sorry, what was that?
Did you say horn?
Horn, yes. Like a big
A
old...
musical horn?
Yes, like a big old like war horn almost thing. Like... For
some reason your H's sound like P's.
You find a giant stash of porn.
George screams, "Horn!" And all the statues... magic horn. That is what is inside that sarcophagus. The horn does look magical.
I'll let Gillian take that.
I'll take the horn.
Gillian, as you
I don't
touch,
really want to even. Oh, go ahead.
as you touch the horn, 6 shadowy serpents slither out and coil around your body, and you hear a purring voice in your mind says, "I am not your enemy." As you feel this force try to enter your body, do you want to make a charisma saving throw, or do you want to allow the trickster god inside?
Charisma saving throw.
All right.
Sound like you got the nice one. We all got crazy ones.
Gillian, you
This is
resist.
serpent circling my body. You think this is nice?
Gillian don't like no trickster gods in her head.
No.
Mm-mm.
All right, so you are able to suppress the trickster god, and it kind of goes back into the magic horn, but you can still touch it. You can tell it's magic, but it would require a short rest or the identify spell to actually see what it does. But
Okay.
you do have a magic horn, and then all the other treasures that you guys can grab. But yeah, otherwise you're able to
Okay.
open it without any consequence, any bad things happening.
Okay,
So through
so
my-
where's the exit to this room?
Yeah, and George,
Is that an exit by George?
behind George, the sand was still falling. He hasn't actually exited the room yet because there's pottery everywhere in the other room. But George, you can basically put enough weight into the next room, and then you see behind you as the sand has filled up enough, the floor gives way, and this is this giant, like, grinding pit that's just grinding all this sand up to nothing. So you're kind of like, you're half of you's on the ledge, and the other half is kind of like 1 foot into this shard rune. You don't see an immediate exit, but you look back and you can see all the places that you teleported into appear to be teleportation runes, and there's one on the south, one on the east, and one on the north.
The one on the north is one we haven't gone to yet. So
Right.
I'll do my Mission Impossible crunches and throw a couple moonstones to George.
What are you throwing to me?
Some moonstones.
Oh, thank you.
Even though you're not sharing cake, I'm still going to give you
He's just back there eating cake. Very quietly. Yeah, you can give me that same check combination to catapult your way in whichever direction you wish.
I guess I'll point north.
Okay.
I go, north? Just hope for the best.
Good lord. All right,
Oh,
you
that
guys
was a
see,
bad roll.
yeah, Celeste do these like crazy acrobatic moves all along these statues, and you, as soon as do you enter the north circle?
I'll just get like real close to it and delicately touch on the ground by it.
Okay. You feel magic energy in there, but nothing happens with just your hand in there.
Okay, I'm gonna wait and see if everyone else is coming too.
Okay. What do the rest of you
Why
do?
don't you stealth? Do I have to stealth?
If you don't want to step on the pottery shards all along the ground. All right, George, you are able to make it to the coffin. It would require one more check to make it to any of the other runes. All right. George very quietly and delicately steps among the pottery. Sorry, you're supposed to have disadvantage for that. So actually, that was your first roll. Give me another 2 stealth checks. 'Cause if I forgot that was the first part of that because Celeste was doing her mounting on the warriors thing. If you're just walking along the ground, you do have disadvantage. All right, so Gillian, you see George make it to the coffin, and then as soon as he gets about halfway, he steps on a pottery shard, and the noise kind of, it doesn't seem like it would be that loud, but the noise echoes around the room, and you see all of the terracotta warriors pull their swords out.
Uh-oh.
Damn
it, George.
Go ahead and give me some initiative. Let's just see how fast you guys can get out of here.
Farron, you don't suppose they're fighting this army of terracotta warriors now, do you?
Rolled a 15.
Terracotta warriors coming to life. This story just keeps kind of getting more and more preposterous.
All right, Kalessa, you are the first to react when you see George wake up all of these warriors.
Checkmate.
Damn it! I can't play chess one-handed.
Playing cards.
Oh, wait. What's the checkmate? What game were we playing?
This is why you're losing this game. Checkmate. We're playing poker. I don't know how to play cards. Kingmate.
I can't read.
Glaz, how do you react?
By cursing very silently.
I don't think it matters if you're silent anymore.
No. Well, no, they're all kind of probably focused on George versus us because we haven't made noise yet. So they're standing shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
But their feet aren't touching, so we know they're attracted by sound. I'm gonna take the music box and just start cranking it, go and then slide it between their feet.
Okay.
Make the sound come from somewhere else that's
Okay.
not George. And then I'm gonna wait and see if they all turn their heads to focus on it. And then I'm gonna step right here.
You see some of them in the area do turn their heads, but others are still locked on to George. Like all the ones near George are locked onto him. Kaless, you step on that, and Theron and Mannix, you see Kaless pop out basically inside the that devil face wall right there. And Kaless, you just kind of come tumbling out right on the floor next to them.
Yeah, and then I look at the
Did you see my arm?
I did not see your arm, but the other two are dead.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
We might have to go retrieve their bodies.
Yeah, I've got some warrior attacks. You guys actually rolled... Actually, I rolled pretty good on initiative. So, George, the warriors all try and hit you. All the ones near you are going to attempt... It's probably going to look like this. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and they each attack twice. So, I'm just going to go ahead and roll... what is that, 14 times? That one.
That's wrong.
What's
honey.
your AC?
That's a lot.
18. All right, here we go. Number 1 is a miss. Number 2 is a miss. These are all just immediately, very mechanically, like, it's like a Ray Harryhausen, just Kurt. 2. Number 3, miss. Number 4, miss. Number 5, miss. Number 6 is a crit.
Right between the shells.
For 4 damage. What terrible, terrible damage.
2 1s on that
2
day.
1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 7 is a hit for 8 damage. That's so stupid. Number, where was I?
8.
8.
So this is 9.
Nope, that's 8.
That's 8. All right. Number 9, miss. Number 10, miss. Number 11, miss. Number 12, fuck, miss. 13, miss. 14, miss. George! Out of 14 hits, 2 of them hit you.
12 damage.
He took 12 damage.
I like to think they're all into George's shell. Just
Yeah,
he's
just
just
crunk. Or George is doing this awesome like riposte, just like cling, 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 just like back and forth. How do you do it, George?
Running through them all.
Yeah, he's got like the two swords above his head, like as all the terracotta are just lunging at him, and two of them break through, but the other do not.
Those two went low. They fought dirty. They went low.
Yeah. All right, and then Gillian, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna do 10 on Gillian.
This is going to kill me.
Gillian's got a 13 AC.
Now, hold on. This one above her hit me.
That's true. I didn't count that one. I'm counting the one to her upper right, middle right, and then the 3 below her. So that's 5.
Oh, okay. So she got 5.
Yep. All right, so Gillian 5. So that's 10 attacks on Gillian. Number 1, miss. Number 2, hit for 5. Number 3, miss. 4, miss. 5,
God.
hits for 5 damage. Number 6, miss. Number 7, hit for 4 damage. Number 8, miss. Number 9, miss. Number 10, hit for 4 damage.
Thank God,
40.
that could have been so much
Way-
worse. I think if I'd been George with all of those like 16s you rolled,
Yeah, that would have been a big difference. I rolled real bad. 7s, 8s, 10s, 7s. Jeez.
lots of like 6s, yeah, in that range.
Yep. All right, Gillian, you are next.
Okay, I am just gonna cast Dimension Door over my way to that portal.
Fuck off!
All right. You teleport onto the rune, and the same thing happens. You almost get nauseated because you teleport onto a teleportation circle that then teleports you into this little mouth of the devil face, and you come tumbling right out amongst your friends. George.
We can find a flavor.
Reflecting.
Excellent. He's been teaching me
After-
bridge.
After deflecting most of those hits, he pushes back real hard, and takes a disengage action. Now,
That's gonna be
What
a
can I
lot
do
of
to
it.
get
Oh,
past
you
this guy?
okay? Disengage.
yeah, disengage. What can I do to push past him? Do I take an attack opportunity from that one guy in front of me?
Yeah, I think so. We've never done it where you disengage and go through, though. So I think since you're taking disengage, I would allow you to not take the attack opportunity and just have that be the double terrain. Although I guess it's a strength,
Alright.
isn't it? If you try to move past. Let's see.
Oh, right. Yeah, I think that was our house rule about moving through enemies.
Yeah, it's like a contested strength check, I believe.
Right. I think so.
Yeah, so you can still take the disengage action and then just give me a strength check to try to basically shove this one terracotta warrior out of the way.
Let me think of something else I can do. How tall are these terracotta?
About your height, give or take. Unless you're taller than
Jump over him.
the average human.
No, he's.
I mean, it's
shorter than the average human.
It's going to require some kind of check. It just depends on what you want to do. That's going to be the check. So if you're jumping, it's going to be probably like an acrobatics thing, you know.
All right, strength check. Here we go.
Okay.
Not bad.
It's not bad. Why is it not rolling? I thought I rolled. There we go.
All
right.
right. Jesus.
You shove it out of the way. Yeah.
Yep, and even with the slow terrain, he still has enough movement to get to the portal.
All right, same thing. You pop out right there, and you have exited the room, and the damage is averted. Or the danger is averted. The damage is forever.
I wanted to lie and say I defeated them all, but I can't lie.
You try to lie, and then your mouth comes out, and it's like, I ran away as quick as I could.
God damn it.
At the first sign of danger. But you can tell them how awesome. I guess Gillian saw that too. You were deflecting all those attacks. That was impressive. So yeah, you guys got some treasure.
How long were they gone, all told?
I mean, honestly, maybe the cells couldn't have taken more than a minute each. And then in there, maybe, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes.
Okay. Never mind.
I mean, you guys weren't sitting there for like hours or anything.
If it had been an hour or more, I would have said I was resummoning my familiar,
Hungry.
but it hasn't been. So. Right.
I'm hungry. You guys bring snacks? Why don't we guys go on a break, and we'll come back and deal with wherever y'all want to go from there.
All right.
Ugh.
Alright, we are coming back from our break time, so you all have looted Shagambi's tomb, and find yourselves, half the party find themselves back meeting the other half of the party.
Welcome
in this
back.
Eastern Corridor.
How's it going, guys? All good?
Piece
I hear
of
you.
cake.
Excellent. Manic's trying not to stare at their stab wounds. I'm not gonna ask any questions.
All right, enough pleasant conversation. Let's go.
The extent of the pleasantries.
That's right.
Yeah,
At
they're.
this point, our choices. Or sorry.
I was gonna say, all three of them are a little damp. George has like sand all over him, and Gillian and George both have like several deep like cuts and stab wounds, and that's what you see.
Okay. If you're not offering explanations, I'm not gonna press the matter.
Is
Whatever
it
you-
something they can never talk about except the choices they had to make?
Yeah.
I'm going to assume we each took 666 pieces of gold. Right, because there were, or I mean 66. There were 200 total, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or 67, 66, whatever.
Sounds right.
Is that extra gold I smell?
Nope.
Nope. Don't know what you're talking about.
You can smell gold? That's amazing.
Extra gold?
How do you know it's extra yet?
That's right. He smelled how much gold they went into the room with, and then when they came out, he smelled there was more
It was an
gold.
increase, yeah.
So these, so our only two options at this point are towards the gargoyles, or back up into that room where I lost my hand.
Yep.
I don't want to go back there.
Arm. You lost your arm.
I lost my whole arm. You're right. How far is it gone? Is it like all the way up to the elbow?
Elbow.
We didn't really.
Yep.
Elbow. Okay. That's rough.
You ask again, it's getting up to the shoulder.
Oh, no.
That missing arm gets bigger every time we tell the story.
What am I doing with this though? Does it matter?
What do you want to do with it? You want Theron to hack off the rest of it? Be my guest.
Okay.
You
I'm
can still
going.
beat someone with it.
I suppose just flail it around.
We'll eventually just strap an axe or something too. It'll be fine.
That's a good idea.
So here's the question. George is flipping through a book. There's on the internet talks about how one place says UNT can regenerate limbs, but I can't find it in official D&D.
Oh.
I'll copy the link.
Yeah, okay.
They'll meet you halfway. It's just deformed.
Oh no!
You'll start growing snake parts, yeah.
It's a lizard tail. It's just a lizard tail that comes out.
I don't know terminology. It says homebrew, so I wonder if they just came up with their own rules.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that
maybe,
means, yeah.
Well,
Don't make me grow a snake
Might-
tail out of my arm.
Maybe
you might have to
a
join this world and see.
extra.
I did send a link. That's the only thing I
Okay.
could find about regeneration.
All right.
George
Since you are UNT.
puts a loving hand on your shoulder and says, "Don't worry, you'll get a new snake popping out of that arm soon."
But for now, practice with the chain. It's like the same thing.
There you go. Yeah. Someday it'll be a snake. I'd like to take my magic eye and put it in my magic hand and send that towards the gargoyles
just
to
magical?
inspect them. Everything's just
All right.
So I want to look at I want to look. I want to investigate those statues, but I don't want to get too close to them.
Okay.
The eye just
See a
accidentally bumps
foot
into
come
him.
down on your eye.
That's right.
And
You
just
see
squish.
through the eye 4 cylindrical stone pedestals surrounding this giant 10-foot wide shaft going down deeper. Each of these pedestals appears to be 10 feet tall, 5 feet wide, and features a tiny slot in its side. And each pedestal, and you've got one of those giant 4-armed gargoyles on top of each pedestal, which is an additional, 9-foot tall gargoyle. And the gargoyle and the pedestals, each one is colored differently. One of them is copper, one of them silver, one of them gold, and one of them platinum.
Oh shit, they're banks.
Yeah.
Piggy banks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do we have anything that we've gotten recently that might fit in these slots?
Extra gold.
You look at the slot and see that it literally looks like a coin slot.
Oh, it's coin sized.
Yep.
Wait. Oh, okay. So it could be just regular coins that we have.
Theron's not going to like this.
You have.
No, I was going to say he's going to, when we do go in the room, he's going to magnanimously go up to the copper slot and put in one of the copper coins and feel very good about himself.
Done my part.
And then, obviously,
Okay.
the room has stairs leading back up to the balcony from which you came down at. And you recall that the level did continue on to the west beyond that, up on that balcony.
Okay. Clues say anything about coins? No. So there's 2 clues we haven't used yet.
Oh, the army sleeps in silence.
George rubs his wounds. Oh.
That's what that meant. All right. Well, as far as I can tell, we only have one place to go, and that's this way.
To hell.
To hell.
Mannix, as you step into this
yeah.
room, onto like the out of the corridor and into the room proper, you see all 4 of the gargoyles. One of their 4 hands turns up and does this kind of motion with its palm facing towards the ceiling, and you see one of its other hands raises one finger up. Each one of the gargoyles does this as you enter this big
Nice.
space.
Mannix is sad he can't do that.
They're really showing
George,
off
you
too.
asshole.
Yeah, they got arms and hands to spare.
George is literally never gonna let this go. He's just gonna taunt Max until the end of time. All right. What were the metals again? Copper, silver, gold. What was the last one?
Platinum.
Platinum. Okay. I've got one of each. I don't feel bad about that. Mannix will use
I
his
have money. That's right. Why should I feel bad?
Actually, I don't have any platinum pieces. Take that back. I've got no platinum in my backpack. Does anybody have any platinum pieces?
I
I'll
do
I'll give you
not.
25 gold for it.
That's what I'm talking about.
The exchange rate just went up.
Yeah.
The demand for platinum has skyrocketed. all you
Does
got
anyone
is
really not have any platinum?
the Bank of George.
I don't think we ever. I just
I
don't,
have
I
some.
just don't think we ever dealt in platinum.
I have some.
Mannix
Pulls out a
realizes he's
sack
been
of platinum.
secretly he's been secretly cheated
Wait,
out
hold
of most of the treasures. Oh man, I really don't have much money. Everybody's just like doo doo doo.
This is what he finds out.
George says, Moa is scolding me for cracking jokes at your one-armed miss, so let me at least make this up to you as he flips over one platinum piece. Here's for your hand troubles.
My hand troubles.
And he may...
Max tries to catch the coin with the missing hand.
Hold on. He may have flipped it towards your right arm.
Yep. It just goes right through and hits him in the eye. God damn it.
But you have one platinum piece.
All right. I'll take it. All right. Then
I never knew they came in
take
platinum. This is amazing.
Yeah. What is this coin? Never seen it before. I will take one of each type of coin, and with my mage hand, I'm not going to walk up there myself. I will. 10,000 copper pieces. This is like
Just
like the physics of that.
carrying sacks and bags.
I don't.
Guys, wait up!
Huge barrels
All
of copper
my
pieces.
pennies.
It's all in the pockets of his vest.
That's right.
Just jingles when he walks. All right, so you put a I assume correctly color coded
I
coin
mixed them up.
into each slot, and as soon as you put into a slot, that gargoyle's finger that was raised up goes down, and then as you do that, each one of them, that finger goes down.
Okay. Nothing else happens?
Nothing else happens.
Okay. I will walk up to the gargoyles and look down. Actually, I'll use my eye to look down the pit. My mage hand in my eyeball. Go up there and just look down.
Okay. You do that, George, as you step onto the big room. And Mannix, you see this too. You see, once again, a finger raises up. All the gargoyles.
Can we get... When he put the platinum... Well, I guess I wasn't there.
So
but
when
Mannix
Mannix put all the coins in, that one finger went down on all the gargoyles. And then as you stepped into the room, you saw a finger go back, that one finger go up.
What's in the hand now?
The hand's always been empty. It's just, there's a slot that Mannix is putting coins in, yeah.
Slot. Mm.
Oh, so we each have our own toll to pay. This is what I'm gathering.
Well,
What happens if you put a coin in their hands?
I don't know.
yeah, obviously it didn't work
Find out.
because if it was a toll, something would have happened for you before we all came in there.
It's true. Nothing actually happened.
So-
It just their fingers went down.
Yep.
Which one's the platinum?
So the platinum is the west one. They start north is copper, and then from clockwise, silver, gold, platinum.
George is going to pull out his platinum-colored sack that says platinums on it.
Many platinums.
My
Exactly.
He
plants.
reaches in, and you can hear the loud jingle of coins rubbing against each other.
God damn
But he
it.
pulls out a platinum.
Platinums.
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I have a lot of platinums too.
Through our adventures,
I feel like Mannix probably paid Perry for something at some point.
I think so.
That's where they all went.
Lots of medical bills.
Yep.
You still owe me.
but George is going to put a platinum piece in the hand, the open hand.
Nothing happens. Nothing. The gargoyle doesn't react, and the finger stays up.
He's going to... I'll just take away one. Just make it easy. He's going to put one of each. So I'm going to take away one copper. He's going to go around and do it. 1 copper.
In the
1
slot?
silver. And you said no, in the hand.
In the hand. Okay.
Just in the palm.
Okay. You put them in the
In the palm
palm.
of each
Yeah.
hand.
And once again, the gargoyles aren't reacting. And it's hard to do that because these pedestals are, 10 feet tall. And then the gargoyles aren't. So you're having to
Oh, are they?
climb up these pedestals to like try to put it in it's one of the lower arms that's got the palm open. I mean, it's probably like, 15 feet in the air at that point.
Well, nothing happens, you said?
No.
The fingers only went down when I put it in the slot, so I suspect that's where they actually accept the coins.
Mannix, you were looking down the shaft at
Alright.
one point. You see that it looks like it's about 15 feet deep, and below that you can see what looks like rotting vegetation. It's like just kind of nasty, almost like swampiness below.
Okay.
George is bummed nothing happens.
These
So-
stairs go up.
The stairs to the north go up, yes. They seem to go back up into the balcony that you guys originally came down at, basically. So you guys initially came down at this level and, like, over here, and then turned south to go down here, and that's where you went to the mirror and then the crown room. So you've not gone to this western corridor up here.
I guess George will climb around and just put him back in the slot instead.
Okay. As you do that, you see that finger go down just on each one.
All right.
Do these gargoyles know how many of us there are?
Maybe.
Same thing.
All right. So Theron, yeah,
Theron
as soon as
comes
you
in.
step into basically go from the corridor to this central room, once again, that you see the finger and all of them go up. And you're putting coins in?
Yes.
It's pretty upsetting for you.
I loathe, especially putting in one of my mini platinums.
God damn it.
All right, you put
So hold on, sorry. Because I just now got to this, like, where I'm actually seeing this map. So you're putting in coins to get to where? Like, where do you have to?
Nope.
You don't know.
Yeah,
All we
there's
know is
all-
that the statues are raising a finger and demanding a coin apiece.
Oh, okay.
You don't
Well,
know.
after Theron does that, I'm gonna poke him and tell him to put in a platinum for me also. 'Cause I also don't have platinum for some reason.
See? I'm not the only one.
Oh.
I suspect I was cheated out of some money for the 5 weeks I wasn't here.
That's entirely possible.
Just robbed you at some point. Orvex leans over to you, Kales, and says, Kales, I don't have any money on me. You're muted.
Sucks for you.
I'll just wait here then.
Kick him into the room.
Hold on. Hold on, Glass. Man, Grace's hands. I have a bad feeling.
You be quiet.
You kick him into the room
Bad
and you
feeling.
see that the finger go up to and so right now and you see the finger as Theron is putting coins in, the finger goes down. As Gillian comes in, another finger goes up, and then as Orvex comes in, another finger goes up. But then as Theron pays, the first finger goes down. So you can tell they are counting every time somebody enters the room.
More than 5.
They have 4 arms.
Oh, well, never mind then.
All right, I pay for Gillian. Grumbling extremely loudly. I didn't even pay the sea creature for our passage,
That's right.
but I've turned over a new leaf.
Well, you've probably got some conflicting things in your head because you've got a creature who probably wants to pay out whatever it needs to pay out to keep safe
Yeah.
versus your innate.
My lust for gold drowns everything else out. That's where Obalaka has no dominion over my mind.
Amalaka's afraid of your greed.
It just runs up against that wall.
Yeah. And same thing when you enter the room, Celeste, the fingers go up on all the gargoyles.
Go pay my money. Look at Orvix. Just raise an eyebrow.
Orvix looks at you pleadingly, like, I don't know what's going to happen, but...
Me either.
I got a bad feeling if this goes wrong for one of us, it goes wrong for all of us.
I have the same feeling.
Fine, I'll pay for Orvix, but I'm not paying for any of the others. There's 2 more.
There's 2 more.
You got Ishmael, and then
Y'all gotta
this
figure that out.
this poor Omoan
Oh.
merchant that, if you wanted to tell him to fuck off towards the entrance, you could.
Oh, right.
For
Why did
now,
you
he's
get
been-
merchant with it?
I don't remember. Did he get sent to the top or not?
Yeah.
Did he? Okay.
I don't know. But
Supposed
Ishmael
to go with the.
is a problem.
Mhm.
That's true. I don't have the money to pay. I don't have any platinum to pay for you, my friend.
Ishmael
So-
says, he says, that's all right, darling. I've got some money.
Oh,
Can I pick his
good.
pocket? I need to make my money back for Orvix. I need to pick.
Look out, Close is going to pick your pocket.
No, seriously, I want to pick his pocket.
As
Everyone
Ishmael
check
walks
their
by.
barrels of coins.
That's right.
Roll a sleight of hand check.
Realizing there's... Well, okay.
You find 11 silver pieces on Ishmael.
I wanted a platinum.
Yeah, Ishmael actually sidles up next to you as you pick his pocket, as you pick their pocket, and Ishmael says, "Oh, honey, I could use a platinum piece if you've got one. I'm a little short."
Well, go talk to George because I had to use it on Orvix.
George does have a mighty sack of platinum. Why am I doing like Southern gentleman with? I don't
Voice,
You went very Borderlands and
yeah,
I don't know, I sound a little bit like you got a little horny there for a second.
I
It's a
think
little...
that was my voice. Yeah. Yeah, Ishmael comes to you, George. Says, "Darling,
Seriously,
I
I don't know. Look at you. George just put the platinum piece in there for him.
Much obliged." And as again, the gargoyles are keeping track. These fingers are going up, and then as they are paid, they are going down. And as at this point, I believe everybody has paid and NPCs have paid, so now there is no fingers currently raised.
Nothing.
But still nothing else happens.
Nothing else happens.
I have a feeling all we're paying for is to not get massacred by these things when we go past them.
for now, if
For
we have to
now.
go back past them, we're gonna have to pay again.
That's a good question. If we could test it. We could have one person just
Better
walk
watch
away and
those
walk back.
fingers, honey.
Well, what's the point of testing if we have to come back? We have to come back.
Well, have we? That's true. Have we gotten the key from this level yet?
You have not.
Shit. Okay. Well, then we still gotta walk around a little bit. So this may have been just an exercise in, spending money.
All the gargoyles are looking down the shaft. And what did you say? I look again. What do I see
Down the shaft?
down the shaft?
You see,
Yeah.
it's a smooth walls, and it drops about 15 feet, and at the bottom it looks like rotting vegetation in the whole area you can see.
Does not sound exciting at all.
If I drop a copper down there,
George is gonna start climbing the stairs.
It bounces along the ground, just kind of ding.
so it's a solid ground.
Which it is. I will also go with George though. We do
Okay.
still have a thing to find in this level.
Yeah.
Okay. Grab Orvix by his missing fingered hand.
Oh my god, that's right. Oh!
Oh, he's gonna pay with another finger.
One platinum per finger.
Orvix of the 9 fingers.
8 now.
Not just
Did you cut it off?
Slicing off indiscriminate fingers. All right, going upstairs. You recognize the balcony you were on, obviously, when you first came down here. There's the stairs that you came down at, and then there's a corridor to your west.
All right, corridor time.
Corridor.
All right, trap detector, you go first.
Max has lost a little bit of his luster for going head first into these places. He'll still go, but he'll go very, very carefully.
But dejectedly.
It no longer excites him like he used to.
It's been beaten. Mannix, as you look to the west, you actually recognize this doorway. This, it's a description of it somewhere, don't I? Yes. What appears to be a large stone door looms at the end of the hallway, but bears no handles or hinges. Jutting from the wall on either side of the door are two matching bronze sculptures, the head and neck of a serpent with fangs bared. And above the door, there's a message written in common that says, "Warm like flame, cold for the cruel, still for the dead, gruel for the ghoul." And you recall several sessions ago, I don't know, maybe 2 days ago, game time, when you looked into a pool that allowed you to look at one of those tomb guardians moving through the dungeon. You saw one of them approach this door and appear to pour like a fleshy sack into the snake heads, and as it did, the door then opened. To the north of you, you see a open corridor with stairs going down, and you see at the bottom of the stairs is a treasure chest.
That can be nothing but good.
A dusty, a dusty corridor turns into a staircase, descending about 15 feet to a lower tunnel. Resting on the floor of the bottom of the staircase is an old treasure chest with a rusty built-in lock. Just beyond the chest, you can see the tunnel opens up into a larger chamber.
All right, I'll pass along this information to everybody. That there's we need some sort of bag of. Did it look like a bag of body parts, or what?
It looked like a fleshy sack. It looks like it was mostly just pouring like blood.
Oh, okay. Oh, fleshy sack, not a sack of flesh. Okay. I was imagining like a sack full of flesh.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what they call it nowadays?
Yeah. All right, let's get a little bit closer to this chest.
Mannix, your passive perception as you step closer into this corridor alerts you to the ceiling above you, and you can see a secret compartment at the top of the ceiling that looks like it is triggered. You haven't seen the trigger yet, but it looks like it's designed to like a panel is designed to open up above you.
Okay. But I can't see what would actually cause it to open.
Yeah, you can look around in your immediate vicinity and you don't see anything that would cause that. You don't see any like tripwires or anything near you.
Okay. Does this chest or the panels look magical? With my detect magic?
No.
Okay. Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to. Where is it? I'm going to summon Murray.
This is the unseen servant wearing
The
nothing
unseen servant.
but a bow tie.
That only me and George can see. I'm really embarrassed that George can see it.
That's right.
And I'm gonna
Oh,
welcome back, Murray. It's been a while.
if you know I can see him, why don't you put some clothes on him?
I don't know. It's how the spell works. I don't understand it myself.
That's what he says.
That's what I say. Yeah.
I don't know magics or nothing, but I don't know.
Seems like-
Couldn't you magic him some
do something.
clothes? No, that's not how it works. It's Terminator rules. He has to come in with no clothes.
Yep.
Except for that one bow tie.
And I'm gonna have him go down the steps and open the chest.
Oh, Murray. Okay.
And I'm gonna step back a little bit.
You see your faithful unseen. Is the servant sentient? How is it just?
No,
It's like a shadow
it's
puppet?
It's not even. It's house rules that he even has the shape of a man. It's supposed to be a formless, just nothingness.
Okay.
He has
Amorphous
us
blob.
feelings.
That's right. It's an invisible, mindless,
Feels
shapeless,
pain,
medium
loneliness, isolation.
In fact, pain is twice as painful for him.
force. That's right.
Feels vengeance. Yeah. All right. Your Murray servant waltzes down these steps, loving its newfound lease on life. It hasn't been seen in so long. Looking around, just everything is the most beautiful day. Reaches down, whistling a great tune. Begins fiddling with the chest. As soon as it touches the chest, that secret compartment that you noticed swings open, and a giant granite 5-foot sphere drops down at the top of the stairs, rolls down into Murray, and just fucking demolishes him and the chest. And
All right. He has an AC of 10. He has 1 hit point and a strength of 2. So he could make a saving throw.
can he? Does he have it? Does he have
No.
dexterity?
No.
Okay.
No, probably not.
All right. There's
He's gonna-
no
you gotta-
dodging.
Yeah.
However, an interesting thing happens. You see as the boulder rolls through and destroys its shadowy form and destroys the chest, and you can see the chest is just empty. A section of the floor in the room opens up to reveal an acid pit right in front of it, which the ball falls into.
Great. That was going to be a real fun room.
Murray, you did your job.
Hey, man.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in
Now-
peace, Murray.
That's right.
Orvex is like, oh, thank God for you, Murray. That was gonna be my ass.
Yeah, he is choice 2. He is always
Yeah.
like right behind Murray in line.
Yep, Orvex is aware. Floor's
Did it
one's
look
up.
like though that when that panel opened up, the ball came out? Could I tell if there was like a second ball or if it was literally like emptying the trap?
Is there some kind of pinball mechanism
Is
here?
it like a
for-
reset? Yeah.
Like a skee ball with another ball just kind of shoots up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, aren't balls supposed to come in pairs?
You look up there and you don't see any more balls waiting in the wings.
Does it look like you could climb space, or is it just like just a compartment for a ball and that's it?
It looks like it was just a compartment for a ball. I mean, it was a 5-foot, big,
Ball shaped hole.
just a ball up there. Yeah. Hold on.
All right. Well, I think it's safe to go down there now, guys.
Is it that every week we just go down to dick and ball jokes at some point?
It's just natural progression. It's entropy. Everything devolves to that at some point. Can I see, just out of curiosity, with that crushed chest, can I see any kind of mechanism that might have actually triggered the panel?
It seems to be crushed now, but you do see there was some kind of you see that the chest, like the lid and everything, attached to the chest's opening compartment was attached to like something in the wall, and you kind of see like something running up, and you can put two and two together pretty quick that was definitely what triggered the trap.
It was a laser.
It's a laser trap. Motion sensors. All right, so I will daintily step over the chest.
Daintily you do. Before you, you see a 10-foot deep acid pit lined with glass. The walls are 10 feet deep. The acid is at 5 feet. So I guess it's not a pool, it is a pit of acid.
Oh, so it's like 5 feet of pit and then 5 feet of acid.
Correct.
At the bottom.
Yep.
Okay.
Beyond that, you see 4 marble columns supporting the ceiling of a grand tomb. Twin staircases ascend to an upper gallery where a carving in the form of a giant maze adorns the wall. On the floor of the tomb stands an opaque crystal sarcophagus that is constantly changing color. And you can see Minotaur murals adorn the walls all over the lower level of the tomb. And your trickster god inside can quickly identify this with the flashing colors as Unkh's tomb. The flail snail.
Oh.
Mentioned that Unkh never really cared about anybody, and nobody cared about Unkh. They were self-absorbed.
He didn't have a... Okay.
Yeah. It literally mentions that not all the gods have their rivals, but Unkh was just right in the middle.
Does it look like I could hop over this pit without any trouble?
Actually.
It is 10 feet. So I think as long as everybody's got at least a strength score of 10, which I think everybody does, then I think you can clear it.
Not exactly 10. So it'll be...
Mannix can feel real good about like leaping over this pit. Yeah.
Yep. All right, I will do that.
Okay.
Leap.
George follows.
Okay.
Well, it's Mannix gets out of the way.
Oh, yeah.
But...
Okay.
Yep. You see a gigantic room with staircases leading up. The sarcophagus is changing colors inside.
Okay.
It's going from blue, gold, purple, just a lot of really bright. It's not even rainbow colors. It's like different colors. And then above the staircase in this upper gallery, you see a maze that has been just carved directly into the wall.
Okay. That's one of our clues, that the maze holds the key, so this may be what we're looking for exactly. So Mannix will head on up the way.
You can open the chest.
Not right now.
You see, George, as you examine the sarcophagus, you do notice it has a tiny keyhole carved into the lid. But you don't see any actual mechanism to even insert anything to like turn. It doesn't like anything. It's just a keyhole. But you do see that the sarcophagus changes colors, and as it does, you can see that keyhole kind of reflects that color.
Well, he's gonna go the opposite from Mannix.
Just in case. Just in case there's more balls that fall out.
Always on the lookout for falling balls.
Yep. All right. Maze. This seems like something that Mannix should be able to just... Does it look like there's something physically you can interact with on the maze?
So when you look at this maze, you see the intricate carvings actually shift before your eyes. As you try to study it, you see like the walls and the corridors shifting and moving, almost to where you're like, you kind of like shake your head and you're trying to get a good like look at it, and they just constantly like shift where you blink and you just don't even see the configuration you were following before. And when you look at the maze, you don't actually see any exits. But in the center of the maze, you can see what looks like a tiny little room with all these different colorful keys on it.
a tiny room, like a model house type thing.
Just like one of the like corridors of the maze like turns in, and it's just instead of another corridor, it's just a little room that's got these little colorful keys in it. And that one seems to
But
always.
are they like regular size keys?
Well, to you they look like they're scaled to the maze.
Oh, okay.
But you try to like follow a tracing path, and you just see it like constantly shifting in front of you.
Okay. Can I interact with the keys in the middle?
If you want to touch it, you can.
Yeah, I'll touch it. Or like just that middle room, I suppose.
Okay, Mannix, you reach out and touch the the maze, and here's my notes for that. There
I
we
should
go.
have asked if this has magic, but I assume it has magic coming.
Yeah,
out of
you
it.
feel magic. You see yourself suddenly hurtling toward the maze as it looms larger and larger in front of you, and you blink, and you see yourself standing within a 15-foot passageway walled by smooth, featureless stone, lit by torches and shrouded by fog. There's no ceiling when you look up. When you look up, you see a distorted view of the room you left behind. Everybody's gigantic and like looking down at you from the ceiling. At the same time,
Tiny person, guys.
Yep, so Mannix, you're in that. At the same time, the rest of you see walls open up all around this lower part of the area. And you see that it opens up into what look like cells, maybe prison cells or something, and they're just covered in bones. And all of these bones begin to knit themselves together. Give me 1 second. I'm going to delete
this is a timed puzzle.
all of this dynamic lighting I've got. And they knit themselves together to form these monstrous Minotaur Skeletons.
Oh boy.
Mm.
And I need everyone to roll initiative, including Mannix.
Okay. Does Manic see giant Minotaur skeletons in the distance?
You can't see that
In the
far,
sky?
no. You only see anybody. You probably only see George. You like can only see barely like right outside of.
Or
Yeah.
a planet. Great. Of course.
I'll put Ishmael in this fight. Why not?
George says, "No pressure, Mannix, but if you don't want us to die, you better find that key quick."
Mannix, as you hear,
Does it
you
sound-
can, yeah, you just hear a booming, like thundering blast, like.
Galactus talking to me.
Yeah. All right, Kaless, you saw
I get
Mannix. You saw Mannix touch the maze and disappear, and then all of these walls opened up, revealing all these Minotaur skeletons inside.
Mm-hmm. Well, shit. Oh, look, they have giant axe things.
They
too.
sure do.
Yay. Alright. Well,
What? Oh, yeah. Guillotine axes.
I don't have a whole hell of a lot of hit points left.
Should we have a short rested at some point? Maybe.
You guys have been very
I didn't
cavalier
question-
about that.
I didn't question it when you guys came out of that room, but
We'll find out soon.
They're doing this now. Alright, 5, 10, 15. Hi! Remember this? $24 should do it.
24 is a
I like
hit.
this.
Slice out with the blood drinker.
Assuming it wasn't surprised, right?
It was not surprised. If anything, you guys might be surprised, but it took a moment. It took a minute for their bones to knit together, so you could kind of see that happening. What do you get the sneak attack for?
Because of assassinate.
Oh,
I
'cause
gain
it hasn't
advantage on
gone yet?
anyone who hasn't taken a turn yet.
Gotcha.
Hmm
All right.
Which
you
then
see,
gives me my sneak attack.
you see that strikes true. It reels back a little bit, but it seems to be still standing.
Then I'm going to disengage and 15 and go hide in the corner over here.
Yeah. Ishmael's action. All of Ishmael just kind of go up to Theron. Be like, oh, darling, it looks pretty bad in there.
Yep. Good thing we're on this side of the acid pit.
That's my favorite side of the pit. Ishmael will ready any attacks in case there's any enemies coming in here, but that actually seems like a pretty good spot to be. Theron.
I'm going to cast Grasping Vine above me on the doorway.
Okay.
I like where you're going with this.
What? Have myself grasp up and flail around the air? Why? Is that what
Yes.
you're thinking?
Exactly.
Here comes Spider-Man.
So that's my action. For my bonus action, I will command the vine to grab the nearest Minotaur, try to drag him over the pit.
Okay, it does say somebody you have to see, but I would rule that you could kind of point your head.
Yeah, I forget because I still have Gillian's sight.
Right. If you kind of went out to the ledge of the acid pit, yeah, then you could see. So I would rule that you could at least kind of poke your head out because there's a little bit of a lip here.
I'll lean out.
Oh, there's skeletons over here. Oh, there's skeletons over here. Oh, shit.
Oh, Laka screams.
Guys,
Ah!
doo-doo.
Alright, so that is a dex save for the Minotaur Skeleton. What is your DC?
16.
Oh boy. That is a fail. As you grab one and pull it 20 feet directly towards the vine. Which would then drop it into the acid pit. That is a cool move.
Thank you.
Pretty good.
Which is going to count as essentially falling in and failing the save. So the Minotaur Skeleton is going to take... Y'all are going to be real fun when you see this damage.
Oh no!
75 acid damage!
Thank God for you, Murray. Dear God.
Oh,
I don't know how anybody comes back from that either.
Well-
Like, if you fall in that, there's no pulling the body out for like death saving throws.
The Minotaur Skeleton is still alive, but that was massive damage for it.
uh-oh.
So we're gonna...
Acid
No.
skeleton crawling out of the pit.
You guys need to run.
It's just got acid now. But it is going to take damage from the terrible trauma. Great. It can't take reactions as a disadvantage as it's in the acid pit. But you see that the walls of the pit look like they are too smooth to be climbed without some kind of, like, magic or climbing gear. So this fucking Minotaur Skeleton is just in there, like, fucking just melting, essentially. Technically not dead, in case anybody falls into the pit. They're having a real bad time, but the acid is currently dissolving its bones.
As it claws wildly at the glass. This is disturbing.
George.
So if I look at the maze, I can see a tiny Manix in there.
You see a tiny Manix in there.
Can I see anything else, like a chest or?
You see the central room is the only one of note, and it seems to have a pedestal on it. A little tiny, scaled pedestal with little colorful, different colored keys on it. And when Manix entered the maze, George, you can also see several bones in the maze knit themselves together to form tiny Minotaur skeletons.
I'm not prepared for this. I was prepared for a maze.
Oh snap!
Oh boy.
Well, could let Manix do it by himself and fail, or alright, I think the party's good out here.
Yeah,
That'll be fine.
I think so.
I hope so. George will touch.
All right.
He's gonna just try to touch the center.
Okay. George, you touch the maze, and you find yourself hurtling towards it, and you blink, and all of a sudden you're surrounded by these 15-foot tall, featureless stone corridors and walls. Rolling fog all around you, little torches lit up. It's all very, spooky. And you can look up and see just vague, distorted images of the giant world you left behind. Manix nowhere in sight.
Great.
Oh, there's no actual maze map.
No, now you're in the maze. And what you saw before, that maze map
Right.
was just constantly shifting and changing.
Oh, so you don't have a map for us?
I do not have a map for you. Sorry, we are theater of the
Oh.
mind with the maze.
But then, how do I go through the maze?
I will tell you. In fact, we will. I'll go ahead and let you do it. So, you enter the maze.
Okay.
And I need a. Give me a survival check as you try and basically find your way around this maze.
Jeez.
Holy shit,
That's
George.
movement.
You go through the maze, and several winding corridors and featureless stone walls. And you.
I studied the map. I studied the maze before I went in.
Well, you saw it
And I'm
shifting
also
though.
a wanderer.
As you. Oh, you're Outlander. You saw that maze shifting and rotating. So as soon as you enter the maze, it just looks all kinds of different. But
Oh, I see.
you have with your excellent survival skills, you are able to find your way through the maze, and you actually do make your way to as you enter in a corridor. You turn and see something other than stone walls. The corridor opens up into a small 15-foot room with a plain stone pedestal upon which rests several colorful keys. You see blue, gold, purple, green, red, and black. An inscription below the keys reads, "Blood dribbles from the jaws of the feasting ghoul, but the troll's healing makes it less than cruel. The merfolk swiftly escapes into the freezing sea to get to the palace and warn the wealthy marquis. The royal robes protect them from most forms of pain, but only a master of death can truly abstain." I will copy and paste that for you.
Hmm.
And you see
Tell me
before
again the colors.
you see before you a pedestal with different colored keys on them. Blue, gold, purple, green, red, and black.
I see. And they don't look attached or anything.
Nope.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So
Is
I
it still my
need you-
turn?
It's still your turn, yeah.
It's still George.
Yeah.
I guess I had to rearrange the keys. I guess. Well, let's see. What happens when I pick them all up?
Red is blood. Gold is the troll. Blue is the
Just
merfolk.
like that Gillian's
Green
voice.
is wealthy. Royal's purple. Black is death.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
gold. Yeah, gold.
Gold
Well,
has to be the troll. That's the only one that, right?
there's the
Be the marquee.
the wealthy.
Oh, I was thinking that. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking green money. That makes more sense.
Ah,
All his dollar bills.
I just see the marquees now. Just
Wait, no. But I think they were probably right about the wealthy marquee being gold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just trolls, I guess, are generally
flip it.
green. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not familiar
So
with.
Killian says
I guess George will pick up the keys.
Which key do you
And I said
touch
nothing
first?
red.
Oh, I can't like scoop them all up.
You can, but which key do you touch first?
Probably the outside one, the blue one.
Okay. George, you pick up the blue key, and as soon as you do, you find yourself shooting out of the maze, like in a reverse, like, and you reappear back in this world, carrying the blue with the blue key in hand. And that is the that is the end of your turn. Gillian.
Okay, I'm gonna run away.
This skeleton,
Alright,
this
right.
Minotaur skeleton, is currently in a pit about 10 feet below
Okay.
you, dissolving in acid. So that is not a threat to you right
Excellent.
now.
Excellent. That's perfect. Okay, I'm gonna run back here and like hide behind the sarcophagus. And what else am I doing? I will. What?
You dash into the maze to temporarily escape these minotaurs.
That's right. There are other minotaurs in the maze, apparently. That was news to me.
You know what? The maze does feel safer than being out here. I'm gonna dash to the maze.
All right.
Actually, I don't know. Could I get that far? I didn't measure it out. But
Yeah,
I didn't get that far.
you started here.
It's 60.
If you dash, you go 60. Yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Yeah, you can make it in there. So if you spend your whole turn just hauling ass, you can run up there, touch the maze. But then that is your turn to just basically enter the... And same thing happens. You hurtle into the maze, and you are in a 15-foot tall, just, passageway before you and after you. Fog rolling all around you. You are in the maze world. That was probably a good move. Celeste will probably curse you because she is now the primary target for all of these enemies coming out.
Look how big they are. They all can't get around it.
It's true.
This is just great.
Yep. You know what? I forgot to number them. Crap.
Of course you did.
This one, we're going to call it Minotaur number 1, charges you with its horns and attempts to gore you.
Okay.
In fact, I can do Minotaur Skeleton mode. There we go. Alright, so a gore is going to be a terrible miss. Alright, next one emerges, runs, and does the same thing. Runs at you and attempts to gore you with its tusks. What is your AC?
A no.
That's a no?
My AC is higher than that. Yeah, that's a no.
Alright, call that
It's
one.
still messed up. You're supposed to help me fix this. I've
Number-
been saying it for 2 weeks.
The
but
AC?
Yeah, it's still no. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Alright, one more can make their way around the coffin and surround you.
Okay.
And same thing, will attempt to run at you. Not very well.
She's fine.
Yeah.
She can take them all.
Let's
Now the
see.
stairs are blocked off.
Yeah. Theron's in the acid pit, or outside the acid pit, I should say. Pretty well guarding that area, so these just kind of come out and just kind of scan the room looking for targets. George is out.
You know, their AI won't drive them into the acid pit.
Yeah, exactly.
Baron.
Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. These Minotaurs are actually pretty fast, and this one is going to charge up the stairs and try to gore at George. Ineffectively. Boy, these Minotaur Skeletons, they've been bones for too long.
They've tried real hard, and it's the trying that counts.
They have tried real hard. And they're pretty much just going to kind of all exit the area, but you all did a pretty good job of staying out of the way. So it's going to look something like that. All right, Mr. Mannix, you are still in the maze. You can give me a survival check to try to find your way around the maze.
Real fast. Does Acid Pit Minotaur take any damage?
Oh, that's a good question. Yes, you're right. Acid Minotaur dies. If it starts to turn in the acid, it takes that damage again. And you see its body as it attempts to like claw at the glass walls. It finally just like succumbs, and you see its bones just fall apart and dissolve. Yep. All right, Mr. Mannix.
Will that be my action to just survival check, find my way through the maze?
Yes.
Okay. Dash, engage, or hide. Okay, let's do it. Survival check.
Indeed.
Wow.
Nicely
All right.
done. I think you and George both had. Well, actually, George has a +6.
I had a 20.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mannix with a +2 though. Mannix, once again, you turn corridors. You manage to just evade all of these Minotaur skeletons. You kind of find your way around, get your bearings, and you see that exact same scenario. You see a stone pedestal, colorful keys, red, green, gold, purple, black. One key conspicuously absent, and you see the same inscription from before.
Okay.
And it might confuse you. You can probably look up and see a giant George. I don't know if you could tell that he's got the key or not, but...
Or if I'm smart enough to realize that a key is missing.
But a key is, yeah. You can see the keys splayed out in a way that it looks like one is clearly missing.
Okay.
It's not like there's a key
All right.
indentation, but it looks like there's space for it.
I will reach out and grab the red key. Just
Okay.
being the beginning of the poem.
All right, you grab the red key, and the same thing happens. You are exited from the maze and reappear directly outside of it, and now see a room full of Minotaur skeletons.
I want to go back in the maze, please. I had dropped the red key and turn around and go back in the maze.
Well, this was your action for now, is getting out,
Out. Yeah,
finding it, and getting out of the maze. All right, starting with Celeste now.
Goody. Well, I really want to get on the back of one of these Minotaurs. He usually makes that be my action, and I don't want it to be my action.
Yeah.
Ah,
Just survive, Celeste. Just survive.
try to do. Alright, the same one I attacked before, number 1. I don't get my sneak attack on any of these though.
You left your rogue out there to tank.
I will say, Celeste, there is the what is that action called? Where you just basically go into defensive mode?
Dodge.
Dodge.
What your
Which just
monk
gives
did all the
everybody
time.
advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give everybody
Isn't that
disadvantage.
just a bonus action though? I can do that as a bonus action?
Can you?
I think the monk,
Is it-
the monk, you could use a key point to do it. I think you have to use that as an action. Otherwise, you
Yeah.
can take the dodge
Yeah.
action.
Dumb. Hmm. Well, I really want to take like my bonus action disengage and jump over this railing and go up there where you guys are, so I can get my my sneak attack off with it.
Bring the fight up. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Well, screw it. We're only gonna do like little bits and pieces of damage, but oh well. Same thing, number 1.
All right, that is definitely a hit.
15 damage.
Okay. One looks like it takes a
Max damage.
solid blow. Yeah.
And then well, I can't really get away to anywhere where they're not going to hit me. So,
They're everywhere.
mhm. Or more.
Okay.
Then you just see her like start taking some deep breaths and just like, all right, let's go.
Okay.
Because right now it's still only 3 of them.
Yeah.
And she'll take
Yeah,
that.
the one advantage are so big they actually crowd each other out. Ishmael is perfectly fine with staying on the safe side of the acid pit. Let's go to Theron.
So call him a coward.
Pragmatist, darling.
Two ways of saying a coward.
Alright. My bonus action, I'll try to wrangle in 5 towards the pit.
Alright. Dex save with, you said 16?
Yes.
That one is wrangled. It's Pit Town as you circle that vine around the skeleton and the Minotaur skeleton and hurl its body backwards as it dangles over the pit. You drop it in. How would you like to roll 12d10?
Alright.
I'll let you do the honors.
Ha.
That was really low damage. I rolled 75 on mine.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was real bad.
Yeah. It definitely took a lot of damage, and it's just down there again, can't escape, so it's just slowly melting and dissolving.
Alright. With my action, I'll try to bean one of the bean number 3.
Beat. Oh. Roll the sling. 13 does hit.
Okay.
Wow.
It's a skeleton.
For max damage. Alright.
You see that that rock that you hurled at it seems to be pretty effective. You think that bludgeoning damage is pretty good against skeletons.
Right.
Alright.
Just crack some of its bones apart.
Theron's time to shine.
That's right. As long as I have an acid pit nearby at all times. Mr. George.
How quickly is the sarcophagus changing color? It's rotating.
Yeah, it is rotating every 6 seconds, which means every one of your every one of your turns it rotates a different color.
Okay. What color is it now?
Let's see. If it starts out blue, gold, purple.
Just say blue.
I'm just going down from the initiative order. So it was blue with Kaless, gold with Ishmael, purple with Theron. It is green right now.
Oh. Each person changes color?
Yes, because each of your turns is 6 seconds. So you see the length of your turn is the time it takes to change colors.
I thought a whole round was 3 seconds.
No, 3. Is a round? Yeah, a round is 6 seconds. I don't know how each individual turn is supposed to last.
The idea is kind of things are happening almost simultaneously.
Oh, you're
Okay.
right. A round is 6. You're right. A round is 6 seconds.
Okay.
So that means every time it's my turn again, it's a different color.
Oh, that'd be better. Yeah. So this is round 2. So right now it's gold,
And what was it before?
blue.
I actually tell George, I gotta think we ought to do it in the order of the poem. I don't know if that'll have any effect on it, but they did have a.
You think so?
Or if it's just that whatever color you do when
Right.
you match it up, that like whatever the poem says, it's going to be some kind of outcome.
Oh,
You know,
maybe-
I don't know what the merfolk in this freezing sea is.
that's
But like
a
the
good
green
point.
one, maybe it's like something that heals you for the troll. You know, the gold one, if you do it, then there's treasure.
Oh, so we can
Like,
choose what the output
maybe.
is of the chest.
Yeah.
Oh, that would
So-
be nice. All right.
Decipher the poem and choose your reward.
So I'm not so sure what that means about the red one with the blood dribbling. That one's a little.
That doesn't sound good.
Let's put that one away. Yeah, let's put the red away.
He's like, oh shit, I misinterpreted this whole thing. You're like, "Okay, yeah."
George says, "Oh, I didn't realize touching the key would bring me back out of here."
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if freezing sea is something we want either. That doesn't sound
Yeah, I'm gonna
great.
repeat the poem for all you.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It might kill all the Minotaur, maybe.
Oh wait, I missed the last line, didn't I?
Maybe it might kill the but you know, a wealthy marquis sounds great.
For all I know, the blood maybe that kills the minotaurs. Maybe these are the 15 ghouls. I don't know.
I'm imagining a ghoul pops out of the chest.
Maybe if I go back and get the black key, I could be a master of death. How cool that would be.
But then purple one, royal robes protect them from most forms of pain. That sounds like we might get something that
I
could help
could
us
use
out.
that.
This is
Well,
exactly
anyway.
the outcome I wanted, by the way, is all you arguing about which to do.
I literally thought we were gonna have to do them all. I thought it was the order, is
Mm.
what I was thinking.
Maybe. I'm just saying.
No, I like
possibility.
better. It means we don't have to go back in that maze over and over again.
Well, we only have a blue and a red key right now.
I mean,
I'm definitely gonna go for the green key.
but I wonder if we
I'm
can do it once. That's my thinking is that
You only see one
based on that-
keyhole.
Yeah,
You see one
Based on
keyhole
what
that
you
changes
want.
colors.
so we want to get the key we want, and
in the right color.
yeah,
But the thing is, I mean, George is blue. It's not blue right now, so he, I can either go back in the maze or attack a Minotaur. Action. If I take, would throwing my staff count as an attack?
If you're throwing at an enemy, then it has to count as an attack, yeah. And if you're summoning your snake buddy, then that also counts as an action. I believe it says it's an action.
It's whenever, but it's an attack action. Can I still do extra attack by pulling out my staff?
If you're using it to transform into the snake, then no, that is your action.
Action. I can't do an extra attack. Okay. But I still have a bonus action.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's get a helper out here. George pulled out the staff and throws it somewhere.
Where?
How high are we? How high are we up on the thing?
That's a good question.
Let's just throw it down here. Let's just make a big snake down here. Throws the staff over the balcony and says Moa.
Okay. Let me go back. Trying to figure out how high that balcony is.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, sorry. Point it out again. I wasn't on this map screen.
Just like down here.
Okay.
Right here. Perfect.
Moa! The staff clatters to the ground and just expands into this giant snake with its funny little hat.
Alright, and so he gets initiative. 20 plus 2. So he's perfect. Gets to go a little later. And as a bonus action with his second weapon, he's going to attack the Minotaur number 6.
Alright, 15 does hit.
6 damage.
Alright, you slash at that Minotaur Skeleton. Gillian, you are in the maze. You can give me a survival check to try and find your way to the magical key room. Holy crap burgers! You guys are not making this maze.
I mean, I think I'd rather not, though. I was kind of hoping I'm just.
Yeah, I want to stay in
around
the maze. Can I choose to get lost in the maze?
You could go to the center and just stay there.
That's true. You don't have to grab a key. Yeah, you can stay in the center room. And same
I
thing.
could. I would just say well, yeah, maybe I know because I did see George pop out before I went in.
Yep.
And he was holding a key.
Holding
in
a
his
key, yeah. So you see the same thing, the stone pedestal, the colorful keys arranged, the inscription, and you see that 2 keys are missing. They're, I guess you wouldn't know what color. I guess you saw them before. George had a blue key and Mannix had, or no, Mannix was in, God, I forgot the order of events. I think Mannix was in the maze at the time.
I just saw George
Yeah.
come out, and then, yeah, Mannix and I were in there at the same time, I think, but I
think
couldn't
so.
see him.
But it's noticeable that there's 2 keys missing now.
Okay. Can I, while I'm in the maze, drink a potion?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So then I'm not going to grab a key just yet.
She makes the right choice. Just sit in the lounge room and just kind of chill for a second.
I'm going to hang out here up and
There's like
drink.
elevator music. Yeah.
I have a potion of greater healing. What is that? Is it 4d4
Plus 4.
plus 4?
Yeah.
Later?
She drinks half of it on her turn.
Just nice calming music playing throughout.
Pretty good potion.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That is pretty good. And then, wait, 17, yeah. And then, as a bonus action, I'm also going to cast Healing Word on myself. And then, next turn, I'll grab a key.
You're a tiny
after
little
you
maze.
guys take care of some Minotaur Skeletons out there.
We see a little spell go off.
That's right.
Yeah, tiny little spell. You see Gillian just like drinking a tiny little tea glass.
All right, that's it.
Okay. George, you've got Moa up next.
Is Mo within melee number 7?
I would rule that, yes. The snake has
Okay.
a pretty good reach with its size.
Mo is going to cast Snake Constrict. Oh no.
It's going to cast Constrict. 13 will hit a Minotaur Skeleton. So that does... Ooh, and that's bludgeoning damage, so that does even more damage to our Minotaur Skeleton friend. And grappled and restrained. So the snake is wrapped around this Minotaur Skeleton.
We're gonna stay on the stairs, but well, does he need to roll for it though, or is it the next time?
No, it looks like I am grappled and restrained, and if I want to escape, I have to then roll for it.
Oh, okay.
Right, it's an action to get out of it.
Oh, you're right. There's no save to do it, but to get
Right,
out.
it was just
Okay.
it's part of the attack, I think.
Got you.
Alright, Minotaur Skeletons. The one in the acid is going to die from its acid pitness. Seems to be an effective combo. Celeste, you've still got 3 Minotaur Skeletons bearing down on you. They can
Sounds about right.
They can no longer charge at you because they're right there. Instead, they will just swing their axes. So number 1 will swing a great axe. A giant miss. Number 2 swings its axe. Another giant miss. Skeletons cannot get a good beat on you. And the third one, holy crap, boys. A 4, an 8, and a 3. Lord. We've got number 6 up here. Will attack George with its axe. That one will hit a George. For 26 slashing damage, George.
That does hurt.
Parry that.
Let's parry that a little bit. Wait, what is my superiority die now? Is it 1d10? Huh. I don't know why I think that. I should know my character.
Possibly. While you're doing that, number 7 will try to escape from the snake.
Nope, it's just a number I have.
Which is...
Okay, I parry 8 damage.
Okay,
So
reduce
I
it.
think,
Okay.
18.
So there's a strength check for that one of a 16. Alright, that Minotaur Skeleton
damn.
frees itself from this, but that was its action to do that. But then number 8 and 9 is going to roll up on the snake, and they're going to swing their axes. And Moa does not have very good AC. Nope, 12.
Nope,
So
it's a
the
12.
first one is going to do 15 damage. And the second one also hits. Damn it, and there's my good attacks. For 24 damage. So Moa takes 36 damage.
39.
39, sorry. I can do math. So you see your snake just get hacked up back there. Still alive. And then we go to Mr. Mannix. It's the other Minotaur Skeleton just paces around. Frustrating.
Alright, Mannix is going to try to cast a spell that hasn't worked yet, but maybe it'll work. I hope it'll work. I don't know if skeletons are immune. He's gonna, on Skeleton Minotaur number 2, he's going to cast Enemies Abound. He's going to attempt to make him see all of his allies as enemies.
Ooh.
So it's an intelligence saving throw. On a failed save, the target loses the ability to distinguish friend from foe. Anytime they attack, they just randomly attack someone around them.
Okay, it is not immune to being frightened, so let's see if
Okay.
it can do an intelligence save. What is your DC?
16.
These things do not appear very intelligent, but stranger things have happened. Wow.
Yep.
And it made the success. It makes the save.
Oh, you haven't worked yet. One day.
Oh. You feel like it would be susceptible, but that just randomly made the save.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a very low chance. Giving it save I'm looking at, I had a very, very low chance of making that save.
Yeah, like he probably rolled a 16,
He
17,
had
18,
to
19.
he had to have rolled like a 19 or something.
Oh, yeah. I kind of want to go back in the maze, but
The maze is
Gillian
life.
grabs-
The maze is love.
I feel like whatever Gillian grabs, those are our 3 choices. We'll figure it out from there. I'll just take a step over here, and that's what I'll do. There's no place to hide behind this banister, right? Just try to stealth.
Not really. It's just a railing.
Okay, gotcha.
He tries to hide anyway.
Yeah.
He ducks down as
Crap.
pathetically as possible.
The bars are very thin. You can see me right through them.
That's right. All right, the next round starts. The color of the chest shifts to purple as we start with Kaless.
Okay. Well, I don't have anything that does bludgeoning damage. Alright, well, you know what? Screw it. Let's see what happens. Celeste is gonna pull out her
The
wand of wonder.
The wand.
Why not? Being borne down on by 3 Minotaur Skeletons is
Now's the time.
Yep.
Time for something awesome to happen.
Uh-huh. Yep. Here we go. All right. What are we gonna get?
What are you pointing at?
70. I cast fireball.
Oh shit!
But hold on, who are you pointing it at? Because
That's true.
it's just centered on wherever you were pointing it at.
I would assume one of the ones
I
near
would-
you.
You're hitting fucking all of us, by the way. Like, whoever you were aiming it at.
Fireballs are
Yeah.
big.
Yeah, they're 30 feet, I think.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, kind of oh no.
Kind of oh good, kind of oh no.
Yeah.
From Gillian's perspective, the entire universe is going to be aflame.
Yeah, it's true. A fireball is a 20-foot radius sphere, so 40 feet total across.
Oh yeah, I'm hitting everybody.
The radius is 20.
The radius is 20, yeah. So if it's centered on, I assume you pointed it at like a skeleton, one of these skeletons.
Yeah, I was pointing it mostly at the number 1 guy, but I mean, it would have been smarter for me to point it at this lower guy. But oh well.
But you didn't know what it was going to do.
Yeah. So we
Nope.
go 20 feet out from there.
Yeah, I guess.
Damn, Nicholas. I see that arrow.
That's right.
Count-
It's not actually going to hit Moa, but it will hit basically Kaless, Manix, and 4 Minotaur Skeletons. So that's a pretty good ratio.
Yeah, it's not the worst. Yep.
1 for 4. That's
1
great.
for 4, yep.
Yeah.
Now here's a question. How does the Wand of Wonder work with the DCs of saves?
I think it's still my spell save DC.
Do you have a spell save DC?
Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is, but I have.
Okay, here we go.
Spell
It says if it asks if you cast a spell from the wand, the spell save DC is 15. It just says that as part of the description.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Great.
So Manix and Kaless need to make a dexterity saving throw with a DC of 15.
Mhm.
And then all the Minotaur
Okay.
Skeletons will also be making this save as well. And then Kaless, you get to roll the damage, which is 8d6.
And I'm taking no damage, by the way, because of evasion.
If you make the save,
I'm
right?
going to go.
Or even if you don't.
I did make
Did.
save.
Look at
Oh, I
I'm
missed.
gonna
Oh,
go- I'm gonna
31. You fucking crit on this, so you saw this fireball coming, and you just like matrix out of the way as the camera zooms in and sees Manix's panicked face as the flames wash over him.
I'm going to use my
Two.
no to reroll that save. There we go.
There you go. You only take half now.
It is half damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 16. I'm going to go ahead and actually use a spell slot and cast. If I can. Why it's not working? Oh, there we go. I'm going to absorb that fire. So I only take 8. And I get fire on my next attack.
Powered up Manix.
That's right.
All right, all 4 Minotaur Skeletons failed their save, by the way.
Nice.
So they all take a full 32 damage. One of them bursts into
Yeah.
flames
Wonderful.
and is destroyed. That was pretty effective.
That was pretty one wonder. This is the first time it's been like a really like solid use of it too.
Yeah. And then 2 of them is going to be massive damage. Too lazy to do the hidden one because it takes a few more steps. One of them fails. Can't take reactions. Alright. So the rest of them just take a lot of damage as the flames wash over them, but one of them does die and explodes. At this point, H. McCall's just still hanging out here in this hallway, kind of backing up from this action. Like, oh, you We've got it taken care of. Mr.
Each
Theron.
pedestal is like world explode into fire.
Yep, like the acid or the fire.
That's right. Pick one.
I'll use the vine to get number 4 and whip him in.
Whip him in. You say that's gonna automatic. I do get a save, but so
I'd
far,
like to auto kill another one of you.
my deck saves have not been working out very well. I swear I just rolled it. I'll do it again. Nope.
Yes.
All right, 12d10. It gets whipped into the acid pit.
Fireball too.
Yep.
Yeah, it's already like halfway singed.
Face full of fireball.
Oh no.
That is such bad damage, but it does
Wow.
melt away from the acid.
Worse.
I'm gonna let you roll my damage
Average
attacks from now on.
60.
Yeah.
Then I will bludgeon
Nicole?
3 for 5 damage.
All right. Once again, that stone seems to be extra deadly, and that one was melty from the fire, so it actually goes down David and Goliath style with a freaking beam to the head, splits the skull, and it just cracks and it falls. Axe falls from its hands.
Nick, that.
Mr. George.
As a bonus action, he says the word Moa, turning it back to his staff.
Okay.
And he's gonna let it lay down there because that's the way it is.
Don't want it to be destroyed. Yeah.
Later. What's that?
Didn't want it to be destroyed. It was taking some damage.
Right. Yeah, he only had 21 HP left. He's gonna Thornblade number 6. God damn.
11's not gonna cut the mustard.
I want to use. I know. I wonder if I want to use a dice or not. Yeah, it's just 1-on-1. I'll let it go. Extra attack again. That's much better.
That'll work. Alright, is that it?
11 damage.
Yeah, we got it.
Yep.
Alright, you slash across that skeleton. It is taking some damage. Gillian, you are in the tea room still, or in the key room.
She's turned into a tea room.
Turned into a tea room.
She's decorated.
All right. I will grab the green key.
Alright, you pick up the green key, and as soon as you're done, you hurtle out of the maze and appear right between Mannix and George, green key in hand.
And the sarcophagus is what, purple right now?
It is purple right now, yep.
Okay. So that was my action, right? But I could still move.
Right.
Okay. I'm gonna move. Like over here.
Alright, Minotaur...
that's
oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Number 2 will swing at Kaless. Fucking hell, Kaless just cannot hit you at all. Number 6 will swing at George.
Doing anything.
No, just rolling
swinging
real bad. Just really bad. Number 9 can reach you, however, and it will try to do its goring attack as it charges. Oops. Holy crap. They just never faced a half drow before, apparently. And then the rest of them will just patiently get in line for George, because they're all just crowding each other out of the way.
Is this the turtle fight line? I think so.
I think so. Mr. Mannix.
It's your chance to kill a turtle.
Yep.
I'm here for the ATM.
Yeah, right.
You're not
Is this
exactly
one-
intelligent creatures.
Yep. Is this one on the other side of the north side of Kaless? Is it dead or is it alive?
They are numbered for your convenience.
Number 9. Is number 9 dead?
Number 9 is undead.
That's the new one that just took its
That
place.
is the new one that just came up there. Yeah.
God damn it. That is a factually correct.
Dead
answer to my
and
question.
loving it.
And it's only 10 feet down from here, right?
Did not tell us.
Oh, okay.
I never did figure out what the. Let's see.
I'm gonna
5, 15.
gingerly climb over the banister railings and just, you know.
You only have
shimmy
one
on-
hand.
Damn it.
You do only have one hand. It's going to be an athletics check, and it's going to be a disadvantage, you one-handed bastard.
All right.
Max is like trying to climb down awesomely, and George reminds him, "You only have one arm."
And he freaks out halfway, like, oh no, that's right. Ah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Athletics check with
Indeed.
disadvantage.
With disadvantage to carefully climb down.
Yep, that's the missing arm right there.
Yeah, you are able to hang off one arm and just kind of fall, basically, enough to, you know, it kind of pain shoots up your leg, but not enough to do any damage.
Okay. I will stand up awkwardly and take my position.
Dust yourself off.
That's right. I am empowered with fireball energy at the moment. I'm gonna do my rapier attack, green flame blade.
Oh man!
God Come on! Come the fuck on!
It took everything you had to climb down.
Oh, okay. Well, the fireball energy just dissipates in my hand. And
Don't worry, I'll get you another one. Hang on.
okay, great.
You rolled a 1 and a 2.
Oh Lord.
Mannix does a super
that's my
cool
turn.
one-armed drop down. Glass, you see him come up, his eyes glowing with flaming fury, sword raised, and just whoosh right past. Spinning like
This
a top.
giant 10-foot tall skeleton.
Yeah. Very, very hard to miss.
I clip my own boot with the strike.
Kaless, the color of the sarcophagus now changes to green.
I don't care. The colors mean nothing to me.
Because I'm colorblind.
I will
Surprise.
tell everybody.
It's never come up until now.
We'll see a more advantageous use of her sword ability versus the Wand of Wonder. I will go back to my sword now that I can get my sneak attack off.
Mannix is doing something. He's standing in
Yeah.
position so Colette can do the real work.
Moral support.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Whoa!
Wow.
All right, didn't even use it. Okay.
I feel like you've had a
That'll
lot
do it.
of crits tonight. They've just mostly been skill checks. Kaless likes seeing that fireball.
Oh, shit, I forgot to hit my sneak attack thing, so hang on. So I need to roll 10d6 more.
Dear Lord, that's more than a fireball.
Well, it's 5d6 plus 5d6.
Yeah, yes, I believe you, but it's astonishing. A crit has the same force of a fireball.
32 plus 16.
48.
All right, Kaless, with one massive hit, you demolish this Minotaur skeleton before you, seeing Mannix so hilariously, ineptly try to attack this thing from behind with a cool move has empowered your strike.
Your mocking of him makes you all the more effective.
His anguish pleases you.
It really
It
does.
drives you to greater fury and power. You also get your life drinker ability because you killed somebody.
Yes, I do. Slash 2d6 this time. Yeah, it's not bad. Fun part is all the times I've taken damage recently, totally forgot I had like 4 temp hit points I could have like saved. Yeah, whoops, my bad. Now I gotta remember I have
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
Nah, I'll save my my bonus action for some reason. I don't know why.
She just felt like that was cool enough. It's Casey at the back. You just let the other ball go by.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that this guy will try to run away so I can get another attack off on him. Screw it. You know what? Yeah, we'll stab him with my
yeah, you don't see the skeletons as being the runaway kind. You see them as being the.
Oops. Sneak attack. It's just a.
Okay. Soon dragged into acid time for Mr. Theron.
Acid time.
With his goddamn first level spell, just demolishing all the skeletons.
It's a level 3 spell.
Oh, is it?
No,
Okay.
It is a level. It's high up there.
Oh.
Okay.
You mean I gave George a fucking weapon that's got that big of a spell on it? Grasping Vine. Oh, it is 4th level. Holy shit. Alright.
Apparently being able to move enemies around is a big deal.
It's a big deal. Apparently so.
Apparently. Especially if there's an acid pit in the room.
That's right.
That's a very good use of it. Alright, so you're doing that on number 2, I assume?
Yeah.
Oh my god. One of these days, you all gotta be dexterous enough. Come on now. Come on now.
What I like to imagine is that they're all just trying to beat the hell on Kaless, and as all the axes are coming down, just one by one, they're just getting
one of them is just it's one fewer every time. Yep. Yoink! It's like the claws come for you. Ooh. All right, that one is dunked into the acid pit and dissolves in front of you. You do still have
I will.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll plink number 6. Past the 30-foot, so disadvantage for mighty.
Wow, good for you for remembering that rule. That almost never comes up.
Yeah.
12 will hit a Minotaur Skeleton, though. Despite being out of your range, you line up that shot perfectly.
Bounce off a wall by accident.
That's right. That rock does some pretty solid damage. Mr. George.
How's the skeleton looking?
It's looking pretty beat up. It is. It's pretty
George
wounded.
says, Gillian, the chest is green. I'll hold these guys off. And just attacks number 6.
Okay.
Still up?
14 will hit. 6, yeah, still up.
20.
You will hit
8.
for 8. Still up, but you see it looks like it's on its last legs. You get several big slashes, and it kind of sags. The axe very heavy in its hands.
10.
10 does
more damage.
not hit, Mr. George.
No, 10 more damage.
Oh, sorry. 16 does
16.
hit for 10. Yep. Yes. You do the coup de grace, the killing blow, with that last furious attack. Indeed.
That's it.
All right, Gillian. Yes, the chest is currently green.
Okay, so I will jump over this rail with my 2 hands.
God damn it.
Show them how it's done.
And do I have to make a check for that or anything? I don't know how high it is.
Give me an athletics check, but it's just regular. Just to try to drop down without taking a little bit of damage, because it is about a 15-foot drop.
Ugh.
Oh, Gillian with her 2 hands.
Not athletic.
With your 2 hands.
With your 2 hands. You take 3 damage as you kind of sprain your ankle on the way down.
Okay. All right, and I will
See, not
go
so easy, is it?
insert the key into the sarcophagus.
Okay, as you do that, a couple things happen. First of all, and obviously, yeah, you've timed it where it's green right now. You insert your green key. The first thing that happens is all the skeletons, well, the remaining ones, there's only 2 left, crumble back into their skeleton form. Yeah, you guys actually took out most of the skeletons. So they crumble into bones. The next thing that happens is the sarcophagus opens up, and inside you see that the sarcophagus is filled with salt. And as you kind of dig around, you can see that buried inside are 10 opalescent bracelets that look like they could be worth some money. They also look like they're all different. Well, opalescent, I guess, is colorful. And they look like they're made from the shell of a flail snail. And you see a robe that's just glittering with all kinds of bright colors inside. Also, as you turn the green key, you as you put the key in there, the key kind of disappears, and then in your hand you see a little pendant appears, and you instantly know what this pendant can do and what it's called and everything about it. You gain, because you chose the green key, you gain the charm of the troll. One time, you or whoever you touch can regrow a lost limb or organ.
What? I better hold on to this, guys. I really need it.
When is that gonna come up?
And the robe of all different colors looks magical, and obviously it's a sarcophagus, so you can tell this is the one that's infused with the final trickster god. This is actually the 9th one, for those of you counting.
Okay. I will pick up the robe.
All right, pick up the robe, and as you do, slime pours from the folds of the robe to take the form of a multiple flail-like pseudopods. A female voice echoes throughout the chamber. I can help you. At least, I think that's what I'm supposed to do. And again, you can choose to resist the god's possession, or you can allow it to enter you. Chat, I have opened up the poll. Please vote on your MVPC for this session.
You know what? This one sounds very reasonable. I will allow her to, infuse me.
Okay.
She's been very picky about her god.
She has
choice.
been,
It's just
yeah.
been-
She's got the charisma to kind of pick and choose. The rest of you are just like, oh, I'm possessed now.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you do that, you can instantly attune and discover the item, which is a robe of scintillating colors. Robe has 3 charges, regains 1d3 charges daily at dawn. When you wear it, you can use an action and expend a charge to cause the garment to display a shifting pattern of dazzling hues until the end of your next turn. During the time, the robe sheds bright light for 30 feet and dim light for an additional 30 feet. Creatures that can see you have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. In addition, any creature within the bright light radius that can see you when the robe's power is activated must succeed on a DC 15 wisdom saving throw or become stunned until the effect ends.
That's pretty cool.
So that is it does require
Your disco
attunement, so you'll
ball.
need to replace one of your
Yeah.
items. And then the trickster god is Unkh the flail snail, which that one also gives you a power. God damn it. God damn it. The power is that when Unkh inhabits you, your constitution score becomes 23. You fuckers all have insane constitution now.
Come on. Across the board.
That is
That's amazing.
absolutely
Your
nuts.
HP finally is going up.
That's right.
Oh, it goes up retroactively too.
It goes up retroactively too for every modifier that you went up by. I forgot how to calculate that. You also, Gillian, gain the flaw, which is that you are incapable of making decisions.
That's not so bad.
That's not so bad, no.
Gillian can pay people to make decisions for her.
Mhm.
She's-
I don't know. It's like, should I use this pendant on Mannix? I don't know. I can't decide. Wait, so Gillian, what is your constitution right now?
Uh,
Yeah, write that down because these gods are not forever. I'm pretty sure.
The gods are not forever.
14.
Wow.
It's 14.
Yeah, somebody do
Yeah.
the math, because you're about to get a shit ton of hit points.
Yes, you are.
Amulet, because that's a
An
bigger.
additional 9 on her con.
So a 14 is a modifier of +2.
Yeah.
A 23 is a modifier of +6. So you get an additional 4 HP per level.
So an additional 40 hit
Oh
points.
my
Additional
gosh.
40 hit points. Yeah.
That's exciting.
That is exciting.
Now it's going to be harder for him to try to
That's
kill
why
you.
I was
It's gonna be
cursing,
great.
because now all of you motherfuckers have insane constitution.
Guys, I have 116 hit
Oh
points.
my
Ow!
god.
More than me.
Now with my what do I got? 90. I think I'm at the bottom with 90, right?
Wow.
I have
With your like 19 con.
107.
George has 113.
Yeah. Wait, Killian has better HP than George?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Wow.
That's insane. That's a that's a
He's a good
23
guy.
constitution. That's nuts.
Is that snail constitution? I'm not sure what that comes from.
Yeah, flail snails are very defensive.
Shell, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
you also have the genie bottle. You can't make decisions.
That's oh no.
I
Oh,
know.
you'll never
I
know when to use the genie.
Okay, so really, if he didn't get his arm back, I really was going to use the genie to try to get his arm back, but
Hmm.
now I don't have to do that. But you know what? I think with the charm, what George said is exactly right. I think Gillian is overwhelmed now with this power, so she's gonna give the charm to George. George, like
You decide
I just can't decide what to do with this. You take it.
Are you sure? You sure you want to give it to me, George? Says.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe I want to give it to Minute.
giant
Maybe I want to give it to Darren. I don't really know.
I can finally regrow my tail.
you had a tail.
Give George the power over Mannix. That's amazing.
George.
Just
George-
standing in the corner, just staring at you all.
George's like, I need you to do some things before I use this on you.
So he's already heavily indebted to Theron for medical bills.
Well, George, seeing as that he did not really get this charm, and with Moa's kindness, right,
Mm-hmm.
he will somehow use it on Mannix.
Does that work?
What?
How does it work?
You
I don't
you have to just touch him and
that.
yeah, you just touch him and kind of like, I don't know, will it to be used, but it's a one-time use thing.
Grow a foot.
You got to say it exactly right. Grow him an arm, and you see the arm just pop out of his chest. Good enough.
Why?
Or George has a moment of he forgets left and right, and he gets you 2 left hands.
That's good. It's just turned backwards and weird. That's
I know, it's like looking at him, it's like your left hand. So it's like, okay, let's grow him a left arm. Oh, shit.
All right, we have gone way beyond our time, and I think that is going to do it for this week's session. By the way, Gillian, I believe you were our MVPC for this session. So you get a point of inspiration for next time. So thank you to... I think it's lying bad. Thank you to Chris, Heather, Rochelle, Raymond, and Reese for playing. Thank you to all of our wonderful fans for watching. Go to RogueWatson.com for recaps, Patreon.com/RogueWatson if you would like to support the channel. We're live streaming our D&D adventures every week, and we will see you all next time.
Bye.
Next time, Mannix will really be able to do that with his right arm.
I am so shocked that the missing arm thing only lasted 1 session. I legit thought that was going to be the rest of the campaign.
Yeah, the fact that Gillian went back and grabbed the green key and then was like, this sounds like the healing one. This is a good idea. And I'm thinking like, holy shit. Yes, it is.
Can you tell us what the other ones would have done?
I will do that. Yeah, let me shut the stream down.
Is I gonna summon a ghoul? I swore like only bad things were gonna happen. I thought a troll was gonna pop out.
Oh, come on, I'm not gonna do that.